Guess I was here. Alright. Let's start Anastasia. Here we go. And so, our history came to an end. It's been 90 days since the invasion from space began. Wait, is it actually aliens? What the fuck? And so our history came to an end. It's been 90 days since the invasion from space began. In that time, the entire planet has been wiped clean. Oh, this is what the Earth looks like now. It's just like Galahad said. It's just a bunch of sand. White sand. We've been fighting back for 3 months. 3 long, arduous months. Every single attempt ended in failure. Of course they did. We had all kinds of security measures in place to deal with other countries, but we were completely unprepared for an invasion from outer space. The United States fought hard to the last man, but even so, they only lasted a matter of days. Oh, we're talking about back on Earth now, okay. So, us and Chaldeas in that fucking little car thing, in the little Jeep Wrangler, completely disappeared from time and space and went, what, in between timelines or some bullshit? But back on Earth, in our timeline, history came to an end. It only took 90 days since the invasion from outer space. In that time, the entire planet was wiped clean. They were fighting back for 3 months. 3 long, arduous months. Every single attempt ended in failure. Of course they did. We had all kinds of security measures in place to deal with other countries, but we were completely unprepared for an invasion from outer space. The United States fought hard to the last man. But even so, they only lasted a matter of days. With no other options left to them, all the few remaining humans could do is stand by and stare around, dumbfounded at the endless stretch of nothingness. Everyone resigned themselves to the fact that each passing day could well truly be their last. But not me. I just couldn't let it end like this. So I turned my back on the campsite and walked away like a petulant child, casting a deaf ear to those offering up their final prayers. Before me, I saw a vast wasteland of endless white. Any trace of humanity had been erased. Why is it a white, desert? Did they glass the planet or some shit, like Halo? Multiverse always had aliens? Yes. There was a 3-month between the prologue and Lostbelt 1 release. Oh, okay, so in between the prologue and the Lostbelt 1, there was 3 months, gotcha. Since the novel notes, we know there are aliens in the Multiverse. What the fuck? Bleached? We are in the imaginary sea. It's a conceptual place, and we should have more info about that during this. Soon you'll get an event. Okay. The surface of Earth has been bleached clean, but we don't yet know why or how. Okay. Before me, I saw a vast wasteland of endless white. Any trace of humanity had been erased. We no longer had any hope for survival, let alone turning the tide. Nothing we tried had even the slightest effect. In this wasteland, I searched through old records like a raccoon pawing through the garbage. I managed to find an old motorcycle with barely enough fuel for a one-way trip and began riding across the blinding white wasteland. It's just, nothing about this makes sense. There are so many answers. Whoops. There are so many unanswered questions. If I'm going to die, I at least want to know why. I can accept an alien invasion. I can even accept the end of the world. But I can't accept not knowing why they invaded us, or how. The invasion lasted a good 90 days. There must have been some sign leading up to it. Someone must have seen this coming. Or maybe someone knew this was coming and decided to let it happen. How did the invaders first make their way to Earth to begin with? Someone needs to figure at least that much out, or humanity will never be able to rest in peace. So I saw it also mention the alien, or on the PA system, what's his name? The lead master said something about bringing humanity back to the age of gods. Is this playing off is that playing off the idea or the conspiracy theory that the old gods of like Mesopotamia in Greek mythology and all that were aliens that like came down to Earth that humans worshipped? Is that what it's kind of playing off of? Sorta, or similar at least? And the Age of Gods was really just humanity worshipping aliens from outer space? Monka, Is it really a conspiracy when we have Quetz? Well, I don't know. Quetz seemed like a servant that was a mythological, like, god, but, I mean, all servants are super powerful, so I didn't really see her any different from any other servant, like Medusa, for example. Quetz is literally an alien, then? Oh, you mean, like, Quetz's actual, like, lore? I don't know Quetz's actual lore. What the fuck? Okay. Someone needs to figure at least that much out, or humanity will never be able to rest in peace. So I'll keep exploring until I find a lead, some sort of clue that can lead me to the answers I seek. This recording might just be me talking to myself, but still, there's every chance that this is the last document remaining on Earth. My name is David. David Blue Book. What the fuck is that? Oh, it's specifically from Nasu. Okay. Okay, I'm not gonna look into it then. It's probably spoilers. I was curious if that was an actual person or not. My name is David. David Blue Book. I'm an oddball setting off on the last trip of his life, searching for answers in a world where I'll be unlucky to see tomorrow. David, don't Google it. Yeah, I only Googled it because I was curious if it was like a servant or not, or like an actual person from history, but no, it's a specifically a Nasu. The first thing that came up was Type Moon Wiki, so I was like, okay, I'm not looking at that. Researchers log 2018. 18 hours have passed since the events we observed in New Mexico. At last, Subject E has been relocated to this base. Honestly, I can barely contain my excitement. So this is the history, then? I can't believe it's actually alien. Dude, I'm gonna have to put on the fucking thumbnail or some shit, the fucking aliens. The aliens meme. What the fuck? Quetz and the South American gods are aliens. I think Babylonia, she mentioned it. That's crazy. I definitely did not see this coming for the Lostbelts. I thought the Lostbelts were gonna be, because I know that, like, in the most recent Lostbelt that came out on NA, they were talking about Olympus and, like, the Olympian gods and stuff like that, and I thought that was cool, but I did not know that that was gonna, I did not know that they're, like, literally, it's literally going with the old theory that the old mythological gods were actually aliens that came down to Earth. And I gotta talk about this to my stepdad because he's super into he believes that shit. I'm gonna get him into FGO, and then we're gonna lose our house because he's gonna get into gacha and he's gonna fall in love with Quetzalcoatl. She came to Earth on the comet that killed the dinosaurs? Oh, is that really? That's crazy. I thought that was just her noble phantasm because fucking it was dope. I didn't know that was her actual lore. That's sick. I thought, dude, I lost my shit in the anime when she did her she has like 2 noble phantasms or what? I don't know, or was the first a giant attack she did on Tiamat just a fucking or was the first attack she did on Tiamat just an attack itself? I don't know if she has 2 noble phantasms or what, but when her first attack she did, she lifts her fucking hand up in the air and summons the entire fucking what are they fucking called? What's the calendar? The Mayan calendar. She summons the fucking Mayan calendar and goes, the past is here, the present is here, the future is here. I was like, yo! That shit was sick. She came to Earth on the comet that killed the dinosaurs. That's crazy. Didn't Holmes and Shinjuku mention the barring of the sudden appearance of aliens that Earth couldn't be destroyed? I don't know. Any mention of aliens before this, I probably just shook off because I didn't think they'd actually put aliens in fucking Fate lore. The thing about dude, everything's in Fate lore at this point, dude. Fucking, you got the outer fucking gods, and you got, I guess in a multiverse, literally, once you accept that there's the lore of a multiverse, literally anything is possible. The thing about the Age of Gods is that when human worship concept, they imbued them with god power or something like that. So Quetz did not come as a god. She's an organism that fused with dinosaurs, great winged serpents, and those form, and was worshipped as a concept and was given the power through worship, similar to how the servant system works. Okay. So I was just vibing and watching stream, and I did a random single on the Jarcher banner and pulled Jarcher, so that's cool. Hell yeah. Congrats. Same with the Greek god, but I can't go into detail for spoiler reasons. Gotcha. Pierde de Sol is the noble phantasm. And that was the first one she did. What was the second one where she turned into the fucking... Was that... What was the second thing she did where she literally turns into the fucking comet? That shit was crazy. And Quetz was 50% of her real power. Seraph had aliens? When? What were the aliens in Seraph? Ultimate Top Patata? Yeah, what was that? Was her kick that became the concept of the Meat Eater? So her Noble Phantasm was the first one, and the second one was just a kick? CCC lore? I don't remember them mentioning aliens, at least in Seraph, though, is what I would have meant. Because I only played the Seraph event. I haven't done anything with CCC or anything like that. That Comet NP recreates the Comet that killed the dinos and still did fuck all the Tiamat. Yeah. What's up, Jason? How you doing? She cracked the horn, though, so Tiamat couldn't fly no more, though, so it wasn't useless. She scratched that. I love, dude. That scene is so fucking good in the anime. She literally was like, what does she say when? So Tiamat starts flying, right? And she goes, "I did mention that." That shit's so badass. She's like, "I did mention that nothing in Mesopotamia could scratch her, but I didn't mention fucking shit from space." And she turns into the fucking comet that killed the dinosaurs, comes down and fucking boom. And that was enough to just barely scratch her to fuck up the horn so she couldn't fly no more. Is Quetzalcoatl supposed to be the mythological Aztec serpent in FGO? It's supposed to be a meteor that ended the reign of the dinos. Fate Extella, we fight Zephyr, the White Titan, envoy of the Umbral Star, a cosmic being that destroyed the planet that achieved civilization. Bro, my brain hurts. This is so much. This is such an info dump. All right, are we at fucking... we're at the... Oh my god, this is actually going into alien lore. I can't believe it. Research log 2018. 18 hours have passed since the events that observed in New Mexico. At last, Subject E has been relocated to the space. Honestly, I can barely contain my excitement. This is the biggest thing to happen since the Roswell UFO incident in 1947. I have no idea how it ended up making an emergency landing on this planet, and I don't care. What I do know is that our visitor is at death's door and needs our help if we're going to survive. I also know that it is an intelligent life form and is nothing like us humans. Its form beggars belief. Thank goodness for the boundless capacity of human imagination. This visitor from a distant world looks exactly like the sort of thing one would see in a horror movie. Do we get to see it? My orders are to perform surgery on this new friend from beyond the stars to save its life and hopefully establish communication. I'm literally trembling with excitement. My entire staff and I are eager to begin our work. This will be a difficult operation, but we will save it. This will be, by far, the most fulfilling work I've ever done. How could I not see that it succeeds? My only regret is that I won't be able to share these discoveries with the outside world. This project is classified as they come, and who knows if I will ever be disclosed to the public. So this is right after, they said 2018, and it's 2019 currently. So this was right after we saved humanity. Until then, we must continue to nurse it back to health in secret here in the underground facility. It is here that I must study this strange new life form. These tree roots come to life. Monka. This is why we don't talk about the moon. Zephyr is also incarnated through Attila the Hun, and I know her. She's the one with the rainbow pen sword. And that's why in Singularity 2 she's the Civilization Destroyer, and why in Xmas before the LB, Attila resists Erish Curse of Death as she's from space in her spirit origin. Monka. Alright, intro 1. Where the fuck is this? Oh, it's that guy. Wait, this is the 7. These are the masters. What the? We're in Star Wars. They have holograms. It has been 90 days, 3 full months since the Tree of Emptiness took root. The world has been successfully rewritten with the Lostbelts. The felling theoretical phenomenon is complete. Let us take a moment to celebrate this milestone. None of this would have been possible without each of your devoted efforts. Psh, you're giving us way too much credit, Kirshtaria. None of us have done anything worth celebrating yet. The foreign god did all the work, invading and rewriting history and the world and all that. The foreign god did all the work, invading and rewriting history and all that. All we've done is keep our Lostbelt kings in good spirits. The real work's only just starting, yeah? You don't get it, Beryl. Stabilizing the Lostbelts and growing the tree are one and the same. Lord Kirshtara is telling us to devote ourselves to maintaining our contracts with the Lostbelt servants. Particularly masters like you, who treat this as some kind of game. Whoa, easy there, Ophelia. Looks really can kill when you're the one giving them. That aside, Lord Kirshtaria, huh? Changed a bit since you woke up, haven't you? Don't worry. I don't give you too much shit about that. I get why you'd want to cling to someone under those circumstances. But as long as we're on the subject, let me make something clear here. I've never been more serious in my life. We already died once. Think I don't know better than to treat this like a game? This foreign god person might have... I'm just gonna... What the fuck is that word? Resuscitated? Resuscitated? Resuscitated. I got it. I have not played Christmas in the Underworld. I didn't know it was canon. I have the, we'll go back and play it at some point. Resurrection? I have the main interlude, though. We can go back and play it. This foreign god person might have resuscitated us this time, but I don't see that happening a second time. So you better believe that I want to get things taken care of while I'm still kicking. After all, you can only enjoy stealing and killing while you're alive. Don't you agree, David? Indeed, you cannot experience the sensation that accompanies mythological killing from the confines of the coffin. Happily, our respective regions are quite primitive, so we are afforded plenty of opportunities for that experience now. You said it. They keep coming at us, practically begging us to kill them. Not a lot of time to screw around, huh? I see. I feel sorry for your Lostbelts. What's the matter, Kadok? Beryl is his usual self, but you seem a bit off. What's bothering you? You look just dreadful. Oh my, those bags under your eyes. Have you been sleeping, or is it that you're under a lot of stress? Both. Never mind me. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm sorry, you know I can't do that, Kadok. If you really want me to leave you be, then at very best, I need a smile out of you. How could I not be sad, seeing a friend so down in the dumps? I can't help but worry about you, whatever you might think on the subject. Understand? If you really want to be alone, you need to be strong enough to handle it. And if you're letting your stress show like that, then you clearly aren't. Why not try relieving a bit of that stress with a bit of fun? This suggestion won't win points for originality, but how about some tea? I found some great tea leaves here in my own Lostbelt. I'd be happy to let you have some. I bet the Grand Duchess would be delighted as well. None of your business. I swear you just don't change no matter what happens, do you, Pepe? Pepe! Oh, flattery will get you nowhere. Well, flattery will get you everywhere. What? What does that even mean? Flattery will get you everywhere. I must say, that wasn't bad, Kadok. I'm not praising you. That was an insult. Sheesh. Sheesh. How come you're not telling this guy not to treat this like a game, Ophelia? Pepe is different. He's always like this. Exactly. He doesn't listen to what people tell him. Just think about what weird nickname he picked for himself. He's a dyed-in-the-wool optimist, or maybe a natural-born outlaw. Either way, you don't want to see him get serious, you know? He'd only ever show his true colors if the shit really hit the fan, like the apocalypse or something. Actually, scratch that. Maybe not even then. No more wasting our time. Kishitara, what did you want to talk about? We've already reported in about our Lostbelts. Mine isn't fit for territory expansion, and I have no intention of competing with the rest of you. If you want to fight over who gets to rule this planet, knock yourselves out. Did I not already tell you this? You think we buy that? You can't just shut yourself away and sit this one out, Akuda. In the end, we're going to have to choose a single Lostbelt. If you give up on expanding your Lostbelt territory, it'll be a matter of time until another Lostbelt invades it. So are these... Okay. So, from what chat told me, the Lostbelt, y'all said that Shimosa was similar to a Lostbelt, but not exactly one, right? So, I fully don't understand what a Lostbelt means, but I do know that they mentioned that to rewrite human history or whatever the alien gods want to do and recreate a Age of Gods, these Lostbelts would all be competing with each other, and one of these Lostbelts will be chosen as the new timeline to overwrite ours as the new civilization of humanity. And it sounds like the aliens want to recreate an Age of Gods that was separated a long time ago. Did Gilgamesh have something to do with it, or was it way before his time? Did you watch the trailer presentation of Cosmos and the Lostbelt? I don't think so. Pepe, he's the incarnate of beauty, a paragon, the most beautiful thing humanity has to offer. Pepe! I knew it. Just play? Yeah, you're right. Okay. If you give up on expanding your Lostbelt's territory, it'll be a matter of time until another Lostbelt invades it. You really wanted to just lose by default? You're okay with that? Yes, I am, and if my Lostbelt ends up disappearing, I'm fine with that too. This time, I just want to stay there right up until the end. As long as I'm satisfied, I'll go along with the rest of the Crypters. So, you don't give a shit about this power struggle thing, huh? Can't blame you. We all know who's gonna win anyway. Kishitara's could... I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing his name. Kishtaria's could beat all of ours put together with one hand tied behind his back. This whole game to figure out who's going to be the king of the earth has been rigged from the start. I mean, you should see how bad mine and David's Lostbelts are. There's just no way these are possibilities for how humanity would turn out. But there's not a damn thing wrong with Kishtaria's Lostbelt. Hell, things... Okay, so they're praising... I guarantee his is Lostbelt 7, I'm assuming, right? There's no way they hype him up that bad and he's not the big baddie at the end. Hell, things might even be better there than proper human history. No fair, right? I swear, he was already the favorite to win before we even got started. No accounting for the luck of a born nobleman, huh? Beryl, hold your tongue. Lord Kishtari has conquered that city entirely on his own merits. Why else do you think he has no fewer than 3 divine spirits? You will hold your tongue as well, Ophelia. Beryl is not incorrect. But... It's all right. It is plain to all that I will emerge the victor. No comments about how I will go about claiming my inevitable victory will change that. Now then, hologram or not, I did not call you all here today to go over your Lostbelt's growth. An hour ago, one of my servants foretold the appearance of a spirit graph in round circle. So, just more questions I'm just throwing out there just also for YouTube's sake, just so I have it on record, like my theory at the moment, just because that's fun. I also have the question of why even make 7 Lostbelts if they've already decided that that the main dude, this dude, Kishtaria, if I'm pronouncing that right, why even make 7 Lostbelts if they've already determined that his is going to be the right one and it's even better than proper human history? So I don't really understand the reason for why we have 7, but just a thought I'm throwing out there. An hour ago, one of my servants foretold the appearance of a spirit origin graph and a round circle. The spirit origin graph belongs to Chaldea, while the round circle no doubt refers to Mashkir-Light's shield. This means they are finally about to re-emerge from void space following their escape from Antarctica. So, they're still alive, even after 3 whole months spent wandering void space. I see. And after Quetzalcoatl went to all the trouble to have the Mages Association appoint a new director who would have been easy to manipulate. Perhaps you made the wrong choice, Wodime. My servant could have destroyed the entire base, you know. What I know I know who he is now, or who his partner is, because when they mentioned him, they said that he loves Indian mythology, and now that he said my servant could have destroyed the whole base, he without a doubt has what's his name? Fucking what's it? Fuck. The Berserker Altar. What the fuck is his name? Hold on. Not Arjuna Altar. Jesus fucking Christ, that took me forever. Arjuna Altar. Yeah, he's clueless. He absolutely has Arjuna Altar because fucking because I have Arjuna Altar and I know his fucking noble phantasm description. It says some crazy fucking shit like he literally can blow up an entire fucking planet. His shit's fucking insane. His noble phantasm animation is crazy, and just the fact that they said that he was a fan of Indian mythology, and he said that my servant could have fucking blown up the entire base of Chaldea. Yeah, it's absolutely Arjuna Altar is who he has. Surely. Nopers? No, our plan was the best option available. Chaldea's defenses may not have been airtight, but they were formidable nonetheless. In order for us to take control, it was necessary to convince Chaldea to let us in willingly by disguising ourselves as staff, and then shut down Chaldeas from the within. Had we done things differently, the Chaldeans would have simply ray-shifted away and stopped us. Quetzalcoatl's plan was well conceived. With the benefit of hindsight, the only issue is the fact that a certain servant did not act on their own accord, but that is hardly Kodak's fault. After all, the 3 servants who served as foreign god envoys... What? The only issue is the fact that a certain servant did not act of their own accord. A certain servant did not act on their own accord. Are they talking about Kotamone Kire? Is he a servant and he killed... Maybe it's because he killed Da Vinci? That's just throwing it out there. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but maybe because he killed Da Vinci, he acted on his own accord. After all, of the 3 servants who served as foreign god envoys, I don't even know what the fuck that means. Neither the priest... Wait, what? Neither the priest nor Quetzalcoatl were our own. I don't know what the fuck that means. So, do you know where the Chaldeans are going to show up? Lamentably, my servant predictions did not reach that far into the future. All I know is that they will emerge in a matter of hours. So, I'm assuming he's... Oh my gosh. Wait, so do they all have their own servants? I'm assuming? Each one of these dudes has their own servants, and because they mentioned, what did they call the Duchess? Because they mentioned to this guy, what's that guy's name? Kadok. Since they mentioned to Kadok, they said you and the Duchess. I'm assuming Anastasia is his servant, and since they're masters, I'm assuming each Lostbelt has a master and then a final boss servant at the end, and then that's what the Lostbelts are. And dude, how crazy would it be if we get to the final Lostbelt and this dude's final servant is fucking Galahad, and we have to go against Galahad? That would be fucking crazy. Galahad, the final boss of FGO. 6.5 spoilers, yup. Oh shit. You'll see in the Indian Lostbelt. Oh boy. Did you miss Christia saying his servant made a prediction? Okay, that could be so many. That basically just means clairvoyance, right? I don't know. There's so many different servants that could be. Two things first. The foreign god have 3 envoy people they have sent to serve them, and second, Coin Sky and Kyrie were not servants of a Crypter. What? So does that mean what? Does that mean Da Vinci and oh, that makes no sense. Da Vinci and what's his name? Fuck. Holmes. Jesus fucking Christ, I couldn't think of his name. Does that mean Da Vinci and Holmes are... I'm just rephrasing, you have not seen the envoy yet? Oh, okay. Gotcha. Lamentably, my servant's predictions did not reach that far into the future. All I know is that they will emerge in a matter of hours. That's it. So, what are we supposed to... So what? We're just supposed to get back to our post and keep an eye out for it? They'll emerge in Russia, inside the Lostbelt. How do you know that? Simple logic. How else? The only thing they know about Earth is that it is the identities of the servants who attacked Chaldea. Wait, what? The only thing they know about Earth as it is now is the identities of the servants who attacked Chaldea. That's their only possible connection for emerging from void space. For them, the Opachnik are both a threat and a means to determine their destination. So it all comes down to retribution, huh? We got them good, so now they want to get us back, which means they'll be gunning for me first and foremost. Yeah, so he is the one with Anastasia. Perhaps. Anyways, if they are the kinds of people to seek revenge, that will make them easier to deal with. Oh, for revenge, huh? Man, that's rough. I doubt you'll be able to walk. I love this guy's personality. For revenge, huh? Man, that's rough. I doubt you'll be able to talk your way out of that one. I know. How about I help you out, Caddock? You don't really go in for all that rough and tumble stuff, do you? If you want, I can play teacher for you, show you how it's done. Hard pass. Stick to your own Lostbelt. Get enough Fox? Big brother shit from Pepe. Aw, come on. I really am concerned for you, you know. Besides, Pepe's more like an old man than our big bro. But fine. If you're set on doing this yourself, I can respect that. Good luck handling this yourself, Caddock. Go show that Grand Duchess what you're made of. Yup. Just don't push yourself too hard, alright? If things start looking dicey, don't be afraid to bail. We're just competing. We're not enemies, but we got no use for a Crypter who's lost their Lostbelt. If you just want to live out your life in peace, nobody's gonna stop you. Right, Wodime? Caddock. As you know, we all have consented to a non-aggression pact. As Crypters, our next goal is to expand our respective Lostbelt territories. Eventually, our Lostbelt borders will clash, and one will inevitably be consumed. Thus, will the Lostbelts with the strongest foundation of humanity feed upon the weaker ones. But it is in that clash, and only in that clash, that a Crypter may interfere with another Crypter's Lostbelt. If Chaldea does appear in Russia, then it falls to the king of Russia's Lostbelt to deal with them. Our duty is the reconstruction of humanity within our Lostbelts, to build a world where humans and gods can once more coexist in harmony. Now that the foreign gods invasion has ended, the task of disposing of Chaldea is extraneous at best. It is, at this stage, nothing more than a chore. Still, I suppose I must admit they remain a hindrance. They do have a great deal of experience overturning worlds. Caddock, I look forward to seeing what you're capable of. Eliminate this nuisance and grow Russia's tree as quickly as you can. Succeeding in the latter should make the former markedly easier. For my part, I would like to see all the Lostbelts realize their full potential, for each is the potential of a humanity itself. It would be a travesty for one of them to end before its history as it had a chance to flourish. You don't have to tell me. I'm here to win as much as any of you. This is where I sign off. If Chaldea is coming for me, I'll be there to greet them. So we're dealing with edgy boy first. Edgy sad boy. I'm going to head back to the throne as well. My king's thirst for exploration and conquest is insatiable. There's no telling what sort of trouble he might get into if I leave him alone for too long. Right then, I'll be off as well. Let me know if Russia sends out an SOS. Alright, I must say though, you certainly seem happy about this barrel. You must get off on seeing Caddock struggling. Now, what sort of heartless bastard do you take me for, Pepe? I'm actually worried about him, you know. I was an only child, so I like to think of him as a little brother I never had. Why would I want to see him die? I just want to be a good big brother and look out for him. Besides, I'm thrilled to hear that that is still alive. I haven't been this happy since I first broke their ICU. Dr. Roman kicked me out before we could have a bit of fun together back then, but now there's no one left to get in the way. What? Who was the servant before Da Vinci? Was it the first servant? He's talking about MASH? Oh. Wait, because there were three. Wasn't MASH the third? Wasn't Galahad the third? The second was Da Vinci. Who was the first servant they summoned to Chaldea? I can't remember. Was it Solomon? That was the because Solomon they summoned. Solomon, I thought, was in the Fifth Holy Grail War, and Marisbury summoned Solomon, and then at the end of the war, Solomon wished to be human, and that turned out to be Roman, right? I thought in Chaldea, didn't they summon one? There's only one Grail War? What? I don't know. Whatever. So he's talking about MASH here? Besides, I'm thrilled to hear that is still alive. He's talking about MASH. I haven't been this happy since I first broke into their ICU. Dr. Roman kicked me out before we could have a bit of fun together back then, but now there's no one left to get in the way. Monka. Goodness me, fucking Pinocchio, bro. Goodness me, I don't know what we're going to do about him. Anyway, I'd best be signing off too. Something doesn't seem right on my end either. But while you're here, David, there's something I'd like to ask you about regarding my report. What do you think about the cube in my Lostbelt? I have little information to go on. Do you still want my thoughts? Oh, of course, I would love to hear your assessment. I think that thing is your Achilles heel, the weakest of weak points for you and your Lostbelt. If Wodime or I had your Lostbelt, it'd be the first thing we got rid of. But in your particular case, Pinocchio, I would leave it alone. That's just who you are. I see. Then maybe I'll wait and see how it goes, though personally I'd love to cut it out now. Alright, I'm signing off. Our next meeting's a month from now, yes? See you then. Each of the other Crypters has returned to their posts. Are you sure this is for the best, Lord Kishitaria? Truthfully, I doubt Kadok is up to the task of maintaining Russia's Lostbelt. The Russian king's spirit origin strength is on par with a divine spirit servant. You may be able to control him, Lord Kishitaria, but there's no way Kadok can. And if the remnants of Chaldea show up there and start making trouble, there's no telling what might happen to Russia's Lostbelt. Are you worried about Kadok's Lostbelt may be destroyed before it can become food for the others of Philia? No, it's not that. It's just the way he was behaving left me with a bad feeling. And there's times when he prioritizes the Grand Duchess's wishes over our objective. So, his rather ordinary nature has backfired. Very well, you do have a point. Canis, it is time to make use of your sea-crossing authority. You will head for Russia and observe Kadok's actions. If he has indeed turned his back on our mission, you will see to his punishment. Oh, this is Canis. I was about to say, isn't Canis a servant? I've heard that name before. Are you kidding me, Master? So, oh, that's his? Canis, it is time to make use of your sea-crossing authority. You will head for Russia and observe Kadok's actions. If he has indeed turned his back on our mission, you will see to his punishment. Are you kidding me, Master? You really sending me, the great Canis, out to do your housekeeping? And all because this woman won't leave you alone? What sort of heroic spirit do you take me for? A trustworthy one, naturally. You may be coarse, but that is only your pride. And since I have bested you in combat fair and square, I know you will not renege on your promise to me. Nor will you renounce your previous statements depending on the situation, unlike the gods, unless I am mistaken, and you are, in fact, just as fickle as they are. Always got something to say, don't you? Don't you, human? She's an alien! What a pompous, weak-kneed, pretentious scumbag. Fine, I'll be your little lapdog, but if you think I'm going to forget about this humiliation, you got another thing coming. My luck? No. The gods' luck must have run out the day I lost to you. You want me to babysit the situation with the humans struggling to fight back? Fine, I will. I can't believe you're using Canis, the divine spirit, as nothing more than an envoy. Are you sure about sending Canis away like this, Lord Kishitaria? Isn't he or she your bodyguard? It is of no consequence. This is why I made a contract with Canis in the first place. I trust him to be my eyes. From here on, I will be having him monitor the continent. I will also have him stop by your Lostbelt as well. I advise you to take caution when he does. As you know, he is not overly fond of women like yourself. If you offend him, he may just end up erasing your Lostbelt, king and all. I'm not so sure about that. My Lostbelt's king is certainly a deal more subdued than Russia's, yes. However, her power is easily a match for a divine spirit's. On top of that, I have the strongest knight ever to live in my charge. I can't imagine either of them having anything to fear, even from divine spirit Canis. I see. Then I suppose I need to say nothing more. The fate of your Lostbelt will have an impact on mine as well. If possible, I would prefer that our respective Lostbelts be the last two remaining in the competition. Is that true? Is she 6 then? Because she mentioned knight. Is she 6? She Lostbelt 6? The one that Castoria is from? One of Wodaim's servants. Pepe laugh. Oh, Monka. Our victory may be inevitable, but some manners of winning are better than others, and my victory must want for nothing. I expect great things from you, Ophelia. I expect great things from you, Ophelia. Who was talking? If possible, I would prefer that our respective Lostbelts be the last two remaining in our competition. Our victory may be inevitable, but some manners of winning are better than others, and my victory must want for nothing. I expect great things from you, Ophelia. I need as many capable compatriots as possible. Yes, Lord Kishitaria, I promise I won't let you down. The roots of the cosmic fantasy have descended upon us. The advent of the foreign god is at hand. After 3 months, the Lostbelts have finished their rewrites. Both this planet and the next generation of human history now belong to us. But that is not enough. I will not be satisfied with that alone. The sages from proper human history abandoned humans in their naivety. He who called himself the King of Mages first pitied humanity, but soon washed his hands of them. What? B2. Regarding the gender thing in Greek mythology, Canis had been abused by Poseidon, who granted them a wish. They wished to become a man, so that would never happen again, becoming Canis. According to the bio text of his profile, living Canis never had his body transformed, but still lived the rest of his life as a man. That's cool. Is that actual Greek mythology? That's so cool. I love how there's people nowadays that try to, like, say that, like, trans people and trans issues are, like, a new phenomenon and, like, a recent thing in human society, when, like, there's literally proof that fucking goes back in, like, the Roman Empire and fucking even back thousands of years ago that, like, gay people and trans people existed, like, thousands of years ago in human history. Like, it's not a fucking recent thing in human society. The sages from proper human history abandoned humans in their naivety. He who calls himself the King of Mages first pitied humanity, but soon washed hands with them. So that was the servant having gender unknown, and the Wodamai. I keep wanting to say Wodime, but it's Wodime, right? Wodime, Alays say is talking about Canis, but everyone says she. Gotcha. But he says he. That's cool. Huh. But not me. I will never relax my grip. It has been 2,000 years since mystics disappeared, when the foundations of the world were passed on to mankind. Now, I will attempt to... Whoa, is he talking about Jesus, bro? Jesus. Grand... the new Grand Caster. Grand Berserker. It has been 2,000 years since mystics disappeared, when the foundations of the world were passed on to mankind. Now I will attempt to reach a world that no sage ever could. I will attempt to enact an idea that no mage has ever before conceived. Just you watch, Maresbury and Atmosphere. Watch as I achieve what you only dared to dream of. Monka. Ah! Wait, is that his servant? What the fuck is that thing? The Empire of Beasts. Yeah, Diascurry, that is the plan. That's why I've been kind of story rushing like every stream. Oh shit, here we come. There we go. Damn, it's really getting bad out here, but I can still smell 3 of them. If I don't take them out now, I'll starve to death this winter for sure. Guess I'll have to hang in there a little longer. Damn! It's a crit chat. Damn it, you little... Die! Die! Go to hell! Damn it, what a waste. Damn, now its brains are leaking out. Guess it's time to pack it in. Damn it, I'm so hungry. I really don't want to starve to death. Whoa, was that an earthquake? Was that one of the big guys? If it was, I guess I won't have to worry about starving to death. God damn it, it's so cold. It's never this cold. And I can't tell if the Operanik are listening or not as usual. Looks like it's gonna be an especially harsh winter. On a different note, what the hell's up with that tree? It almost looks like a giant tower. We're in Elden Ring. In this version of history, demonic beasts have been present since the very beginning. Humanity here evolved along a particularly unique route in order to combat both the beast and perpetual blizzard that shrouded the land. In this world, there is nothing worse than weakness. To die is to admit defeat. Here, strength is justice, and justice is strength. It is a world of permafrost, where the notion of might makes right has been taken to its logical conclusion. And now, Max and his companions are about to set foot in this alternate history. Oh! Crit translates to scream? Monka. Foe! Foe! Morning, foe. Foe, foe, foe! So this is our base now, I guess, huh? It's been a week since all that went down. I think I'm finally getting used to my room here. It's only been a week? Wait, so it's been 3 months for everyone else, but it's only been a week for us? Foe, foe! Good morning, Senpai. Are you awake? Of course I am. Oh, good. Then I hope you don't mind if I come in. I brought you some breakfast. Oh, my kohai, thank you so much. Of course, we still only have rations, and only enough for about another 6 days, too. It's a lot better than nothing. Thanks, Mash. We need a mash eggplant emote. We're still continuing our zero sale. It's been about a week since we embarked. Fortunately, the enemy organization that took over Chaldea doesn't seem to have followed us here. But I wish I knew how long this was going to continue. Time is one of the fundaments of our universe. But time doesn't intrinsically have a past or future. Those are just axes we came up with to help us keep track of it. As long as it goes on, a little shake-up before or after won't make any difference. But here in void space, time doesn't go on. We won't suffer the effects of age as long as we stay here, but we also don't know what will happen once we emerge into normal space. We might return as exactly the instant we left, or we might find that we've been gone for hundreds of years. I wouldn't be surprised if we just aged instantly as soon as we exit void space, like when Urashima Taro opened the Tamatabako. That's unsettling. So we're not going to surface? No, we will, but we first need to ensure it'll be safe to do so. That's not stopping Director Gordolf from demanding to surface at 7 o'clock every morning, but still. In fact, it's about that time right now. Shall we go to the cockpit, Senpai? Fo-fo! What's up, Jim Bob? How you doing? I must say, I was relieved to find out that the Shadow Border's interior is more spacious than it looks from the outside. Da Vinci says she managed to give it twice as much room by warping its internal space. Thanks to that, we have just enough living facilities to cover these bare necessities. I do feel a little bad that all 4 staff members have to share one room, though. Fo-fo? Thank you for your concern, Fo. I have special needs as a demi-servant, so I'm staying in the treatment room by myself. As for the other private rooms, oh yes, Director Gordolf is staying in the captain quarters. Da Vinci has her capsule in the other room, and Holmes seems to be sleeping in the workshop. Caillou! Foo! We also have air conditioning, a storage room, and an armory, although the new director has prohibited us from going in there. And since we have 2 large cruisers worth of space, Da Vinci and Holmes were even able to make a cockpit/bridge several meters wide. Alright, let's head to the cockpit now. Whoa. Enough of this nonsense. You flimsy excuse for a detective. Why do you insist on keeping us here? We must be in a safe zone by now. It is, as I have said, a more difficult question than you seem to realize. We must first discuss how we might even define a safe zone. For example, can we say that we are safe here in void space thanks to a lack of enemies in our vicinity? I'm afraid the answer is a resounding no. For that matter, there are no enemies to be found in void space. Consequently, we need not concern ourselves with the attempts at pursuit. Now, what must concern ourselves with is a threat far greater, one that quite literally surrounds us. In other words, my good music, the question is not one of when we should emerge, but how. You mean to tell me it's not even possible for us to leave? How can you be so blessed about such a nightmarish prospect? It looks like Holmes and the new director are getting along nicely, Senpai. I'm almost sorry to interrupt them. Good morning, everyone. Max and Mash Kirillite reporting in for the latest status update. Good morning. Ohio. Good morning, you two. Have you already had breakfast? Yes, thank you. I had an Italian cuisine ration myself, and Senpai is just about to have his. Oh, so you lower level employees are stuck with rations, eh? How sad. I had a plate of warm French toast and tea with extra milk myself. It is, of course, important for my role as captain. The captain needs a lot of calories to have enough energy to keep his crew together. I swear, who do you think you are, hogging all the halfway decent non-perishables to yourself? Hahaha, nothing wrong with that. The quality of one's diet has a pronounced effect on one's mental state, after all. Those who are unwilling to endure discomfort would make every effort to eat well on a daily basis. Besides, a hot cup of tea is a small price to pay if it helps eliminate the greatest source of disorder in our little community. Don't you agree, Mr. Moner? Well, I can't argue with that, especially when the guy who's less willing to deal with the discomfort than anyone else is actually managing it. Haha, you mean me? Not to worry, I still have a store of my own little remedy to fall back on. Is this the Void Dust chat? If the time ever comes when I need to calm my nerves, it should take the trick nicely. Why, I can keep going like this for a month. Foe. My man's sniffing Void Dust. Oh, never mind how strong your willpower is. You still haven't answered my question, Holmes. You just told me it isn't that you refuse to emerge, but that you can't emerge. What did you mean by that? And remember, I have appointed you Chaldea's new ministry advisor. How about you show a little gratitude for the appointment? Now, tell me exactly what is going on. Well, I'm not normally particularly concerned with titles, but I must say, being an administrative advisor has been a novel experience. To be honest, I'm rather excited to be exercising my own untapped talents to meet this job's demands. How did that end up happening? Does Director Gordoff have a death wish or something? Well, he's already got Da Vinci serving as his technical advisor, right? He probably just appointed Holmes to do administrative stuff because he doesn't have any other managers to help him right now. I can hear you, you know. Now come on, Holmes, out with it. Are we going to survive or aren't we? I'm afraid survive is too broad a term to provide a satisfactory answer, but I can at least outline the possible results of our emergence. Strictly speaking, it's not that we cannot emerge, rather we have nowhere to emerge to. At any present moment, we are voyaging across void space, a world existing on a negative vector, to put it another way. So in order to return to reality, we need a connection to it, an anchor, if you will. Fortunately, anything should be able to serve as an anchor as long as it exists in reality. So as long as someone here has a connection, we should be able to escape from this void space. However, we are unable to do that at this time, which means the world itself has been utterly wiped clean. That's ridiculous. What do you mean wiped clean? That there's nothing left anywhere? I am certainly willing to admit I'm certainly willing to admit that it was terrifying seeing those meteoroids. I suppose they were falling to Earth while we were in Antarctica? Given their size, the impacts must have been absolutely devastating. No doubt the destruction was many times worse than the Tunguska event. Terrible as it may be, there is simply no way that it could have been a cataclysm capable of wiping out every nation on the face of the Earth. And of course, let us not forget the clock tower. London's clock tower has been around for a millennia. It is the greatest bastion of magecraft in existence, guarded by hundreds of defense mechanisms. There's no possible way it could be destroyed. I guess no one ever told him about the Mist City. Did he just not believe what happened to with the Mist City? Yeah, because in London it did get wiped out. Oh. With all due respect, Gordolf, I'm afraid the Mages Association in London has been destroyed as well. Every single nation. All destroyed, with the exception of those of us here. The entirety of humanity has been wiped from existence. Or at least, so Kishitaria Wodaim believes. Otherwise, he would never have made that proclamation. That's impossible! The world couldn't possibly be destroyed so easily. It couldn't possibly... Right? You all agree, don't you? Why are you looking so glum? Stop that! Max! Max! You may be a cheeky little bastard, but I can tell you have some sensibility much more in line with my own. Go on then, you tell them. Tell them Holmes is making this all up, or wrong, or something. This isn't the first time this sort of thing has happened. Gordoff, you need to face the facts. Huh? Don't tell me you're serious about this too. Aren't you like me? Oh. It can't be. Then there really is nothing at all left on Earth. Not even my beloved Hawaii, or the Monaco Grand Prix, or the racetrack I always dreamed of visiting one day, the Suzuka Circuit? This is terrible, but then again, this could be our chance to create a brand new organization for Magecraft from scratch. What do y'all think? When life gives you lemons, right? And how would we do that when the rest of humanity's been wiped out? But hey, if you want to make an association of one, go nuts, old man. I am not old. I may have a year or two on you, but I'm still a dashing specimen of prime of my youth. What the fuck? All that said, we do have one possible exit point. There is something on Earth to which we both have a connection and that is a solid chance of existing. The Opraniki. The Opranik. The black-garbed army that attacked Chaldea. We know of them, and they know of us. And that makes an almost complete connection between our two groups. If we were to emerge now, we would most likely do so wherever they currently are. You mean... We'd end up in their HQ. I see. Right into the heart of our enemy territory, eh? That would certainly be extremely dangerous. Yes, it would, but we can't stay here in void space forever. The Shadow Border's reserves are running low. We're almost out of food, water, and power. Indeed, we will need to emerge soon no matter what, but I would like to do so at the best possible time. Fortunately, we have the paper moon, a compass capable of measuring standard space and void space simultaneously. We have been using it all this time to look for a comparatively safe location wherever we emerge, which is to say an area devoid of hostiles. Isn't that right, Da Vinci? I take it you're about done by now?
Good morning, everyone. It's me, Da Vinci. No need to fill me in. I've been listening all along this whole time. In fact, whenever I'm acting on the computer room's bio unit, I can see everything that happens inside the Shadow Border. So don't go thinking you can keep secrets from me, Gordoff. That goes for you too, Holmes. Now then, I've already got my eye on an area crawling with, Opernik. I've also gone ahead and plotted a course to emerge there. As luck would have it, we're even nearing a current that should do the trick nicely. If we head that way, we could hitch a ride and be carried along that course in about 5 minutes. If we miss this wave, we'll have to wait another 10 days for the next one. By that time, the Shadow Border will be almost completely out of power, so what I'm getting at is, if we're going to emerge, it's now or never. You got it! That's what I like to hear, Max. Make sure to stop and thank me for being so amazing later. Incidentally, according to the Paper Moon, this wave will bring us back to standard space approximately 90 days after we left. So that means we'll be emerging around early April in the year 2020. Man, we really lucked out. One wrong move and we could have ended up on a wave that would have taken us there 100 years later. If we'd emerged into standard space then, it'd probably be way too late to do anything.
Slow down! You mean a few days difference can affect our exit time that much? Is that normal for zero-sail travel? If we emerged 100 years later, then the music residence would be no more than a ruin. You can't do that. That's my house. Notice how much quicker he is to grasp stuff when it affects him directly? Try to remember that every time we go to Earth. Try to remember that everything on Earth has been destroyed. Now then, it seems we are faced with a decision. The perfect wave on which we will ride to re-enter reality is nearly upon us. Are you all prepared to take it? There's no telling what the world will look like when we get there. All we can say for certain at this point is that we will emerge on the Obernick's home turf. We are very likely to be attacked the moment we appear. Even so, we'll just have to take that chance. let's just stay the course. Man, going from Romani to Gordolf was a whiplash for real, man. This guy's like a little child we have to drag along and just tell him he's important so he doesn't whine. No, that's fandom stuff. He means actual cocaine. God damn it. What are you, some sort of adventure-crazed nut? Huh? What was that, Mr. Muneri? I don't know. We collided with something, and now the left screw has shut down. We found the void space's border wall. The collision has damaged our armor. Part of the logic formula is missing. What did you say? The armor's been damaged. Why did you impoverished fools get such cheap materials? If I had my fortune, money would have been no object. He must have spent all his money acquiring chaldea.
Well, this certainly isn't good. We can't maintain this vehicle's balance anymore. Looks like this is it for our maiden zero sail. At least we should be able to raise the bow and re-enter standard space, but after that, I think we'll need to step outside to make repairs.
Holmes! Director Gordolf! Quite so. Given the circumstances, our hands are tied. This is indeed the end of our maiden zero sail. All hands, prepare to emerge.
All done talking? Then let's go catch ourselves a wave.
I didn't agree to that. Wait, let me get my seatbelt on. All hands to your seats. You are not going to get incapacitated under any circumstances. That goes for you too, Max. As long as you're strapped in, you won't suffer any serious injuries. Trust me, I speak from experience.
Activating Paper Moon. Initiating planet navigational chart, ± convergence. Commencing Shadow Border's docking sequence into reality boundary. Firing existence verification tether into reality space. Opernic anchor, point confirmed.
What's going to happen? Nobody knows. Nobody can even guess, so we must be prepared for anything. The only way we will learn what awaits us is when we emerge, is to see for ourselves.
Emerging from void space, 30 seconds until we arrive in reality space. Zero sail complete, emerging into reality space.
Whoa, 3D animation! Here we go, Lostbelt number 1. Lostbelt Def, D for Dick. Permafrost Empire, Anastasia, the Grand Duchess of the Beast Nation. So I'm guessing, what's his name? Ivan the Terrible is in this too, since they mentioned a king that couldn't be contained, right? And then the Opernic are supposedly soldiers of Ivan the Terrible, so Ivan the Terrible and Anastasia are in this, I'm assuming. Okay. Did we make it?
Reality space anchor attached. Reality verification complete. Establishing Shadow Border's existence. Zero sail returned successful. Attention! An armor plate came loose during re-entry. Further zero sail is currently impossible. Please replenish materials and food supplies and perform regular repairs and tune-ups on the Shadow Border to ensure future safe travels.
Oh shit, I had the mic on. Whoops. I see. It's a wonder the Shadow Border held up this well, given the less than ideal circumstances in which we... We did it! We're back on Earth! We can go outside! Fresh air at last! I know. I wonder what it's like outside now. We're not bobbing around, so we're probably on land. Quit shoving! I know how you feel, but I can't unlock the door until you settle down. Let's see. First we release this bolt. Well now, I suppose I ought to have expected this. Who wouldn't be curious about the state of the world now given the circumstances? It is, after all, our home. We have fought so hard to protect it. The miracle of our return from such perilous voyage no doubt pales in comparison. Indeed, I would have expected nothing less from Chaldea's staff, though I must say it's a tad too dazzling for me to view directly.
Everyone's rushing towards the cockpit's emergency exit. Are you sure you don't want to join them, Senpai?
You better believe I'm going to check it out right away.
Not you too, Max. Damn it, what about me? Is it okay if I leave the monitor for a little, Holmes? I want to see what it's like out there with my own 2 eyes.
I'm sorry, Mr. Moonair, but someone has to stay here and keep an eye on the monitor. After all, I too have been waiting with bated breath to see what lies on the other side of that door.
Oh, is that so? Fine, what do I care? I'm just a sad, lonely geek anyway. Muneri always gets the shaft, so why should things change now? Aw. The emergency exit is opening. Senpai, we're finally going to get some natural light. Light? It's
freezing! How very cold it is. My coat is frosting over. Quick, close the door.
Yes, sir.
Phew! I thought I was done for, but that snowfield we saw for a brief moment.
Man, that was a close one. Good thing I cranked up the heat. Is everyone okay? You should know better than to just open the door the moment we stop in for some strange part of the world. I trust you've all learned your lesson, yes? No more going outside after zero sail until we finish checking the conditions around the anchor point. Failing to follow that protocol could be hazardous to your health. Now, are you all ready to hear my report? Yes, I'm terribly sorry for acting carelessly. So, what's going on with this blizzard? It's a perfectly ordinary blizzard, just like the ones we've all well acquainted with by this point. There's no atmospheric pollution and no hostiles in the area. Presently, the shadow border is a smack dab in the middle of the blizzard. The odd bit is that it's 100 degrees below zero out there. So if you plan to go outside and want to live more than a couple minutes, you'll need some serious cold protection. And if that wasn't enough, take a look at this footage.
What is this? Is that an aurora and a storm? It looks like a massive supercell. Ugh, how am I supposed to figure out what the scale here with no frame reference? It does look like it's a rather big, but...
Oh, it's big, all right. Ready to have your minds blown? This storm is literally endless. It covers every inch of Russia like a wall around the entire world. And the aurora blocks all kinds of electromagnetic waves, so it's completely impossible to break through. I can tell some of you what to write it off as just a storm, but you really shouldn't. This storm can tear steel apart, level entire cities, even destroy the world as we know it. No wonder people thought of it as a god during the Age of Gods. Remember, storms are the single most powerful source of naturally produced energy on the planet. And one this massive is bound to get raging around with all the energy of a nuclear bomb. It stretches as far as the eye can see. Humanity has yet to invent anything in the way of a vehicle capable of breaking through a storm like this. Nothing could even get through this storm. No weapon, no vehicle, nothing. Which means
that even once we get the shadow border up and running, we won't be able to leave this place. In short, we are trapped in a world about which we know nothing. Tiny small Vinci.
Oh, how do I hide? Wait, chat, how do I hide the, Oh, no! Whoops. How the fuck do I hide the thing to see the background? Fuck, I skipped so much shit.
Now, Gordoff, at least we are no longer in any immediate danger. For the matter, the zero sail was incredibly dangerous in its own right, since we inverted our very existence into the negative zone. I believe it would benefit our chances of survival tremendously if we were to regroup here. Well, it is certainly an emergency, and we do need to regroup, Da Vinci, does the Shadow Border possess the ability to camouflage itself?
Of course it does. This vessel's designed to handle the void. It's got tons of features. In fact, it has an optical and conceptual camouflage. It messes with all the observer's perception and senses.
Then, for the moment, we needn't worry about danger finding us from the outside. That, of course, does not account for the possible problems from the inside. Grr, why do we have one blanket per person, and why are you being so stingy with the heat? Don't you realize it's way colder in here by the... Don't you realize it's getting colder in here by the minute? Do you want us to freeze to death?
What other choice do we have, Gordoff? We've got to save all the power we can right now. Deal with it. Besides, the way things are going, we're probably going to starve to death before freeze to death, since I don't see us finding food in this mess.
Swipe down? Oh, that's not it. Where specifically do I swipe down? It's not working. Fuck, I know I've done it before multiple times on accident. Hey, if it comes down to that, I bet the new director outlives us all. Oh ho, so you can tell how resilient I am, eh? Flattery will get you nowhere, young man. Still, I commend your keen eye. Indeed, I am a music, the phoenix. It will take more than a little hunger to bring me down. I am possessed of an indomitable fighting spirit, overwhelming bravery, and tenacity for days. Oh, there it goes. Oh, can I not get rid of his sprite, though? Damn it. I was just gonna say the background on the table behind him, right there, is the one thing, the thing that was in the anime adaptation. That the Atlas Institute beta bullshit that they were using. That's cool. I am possessed of an indomitable fighting spirit, overwhelming bravery, and tenacity for days. You like this guy? With such qualities at my command, I too have no doubt that I would survive the longest out of anyone here. You can kind of see it there behind MASH. It's on the table.
I believe Senpai when alluding to your excess, energy reserves. Damn, we're fat shaming him.
Indeed, food is but one of several problems we face. Let us take stock of our current situation. See it there, you can see it right there. There, right there on the table. Perfect. That's the Atlas Institute beta bullshit. I've got a reading on the temperature out there. It's exactly what technical advisor Da Vinci said it was, 100 degrees below zero. He reminds me of my rich dad. I am on a spectrum. No human could survive in this. As for our position, it looks like we're somewhere in Russia. Russia? Damn, so Holmes was right. We have literally fallen right into the Openichi lapse. But hang on, how is that possible? How is that possible? I know we were adrift for some time, but how could we have reached Russia from Antarctica? We would have to have sailed halfway across the world for that to happen. Did void space make that possible?
More or less. In void space, real-world distances have no meaning. Instead, the distance we travel corresponds exactly to the time it takes to calculate coordinates and verify our existence. Now, take a look at the paper moon.
That's what it's called, the paper moon.
Whoa! Okay, so this is the background at the main menu. That's a two-dimensional world map. I can see 7 locations that seem to have been layered differently than the rest of the map.
So, there they are. So they are. I didn't notice it at first. This thing loops around on itself, but you're right. It reminds me of the 7 singularities that caused the incineration of humanity, though of course the current circumstances differ substantially. The 7 singularities existed at different points in time, a vertical axis. But in this time period, these 7 abnormal regions exist simultaneously, and Russia, where we are now, is one such region. Are they singularities? It's too early to tell. Given what Kishitara said during his transmission, I believe these regions are not the past, but... They're not the past, but the present in different timelines, correct? What I assume a Lostbelt is... This is so fucking cool. A Lostbelt, going off of the name, is a lost timeline of a different way humanity could have played out, right? That's essentially how I'm getting it, because they even mentioned as we started this one that this first one, the Anastasia Lostbelt, is a timeline where the beasts never went extinct after the Age of Gods. They kept forming, and then they evolved with humanity. Singularity 2. So it's like a 2D map. So cold, but I finished looking over the shadow border.
Nice work. You must have been freezing, even just for the few short minutes you were out there. So, how's my baby holding up?
Well, frankly, it won't be possible to make repairs. For starters, we don't even have the logic formula to let us withstand void space, nor do we have an armor plating we would need to carve the formula into. And, well, the engine's not in great shape after we overtaxed it. We'll need at least a little time to get back up and running. Brr, it's so cold, but at least it's not as bad now. It's not as bad now. It should warm up a little once it gets to midday. As long as we avoid working at night, we should be able to get by with just our snowsuits.
Glad to hear it. Make sure you grab a hot shower before you catch a cold or anything. This is the one time you'll get to rest up as much as you want. In fact, maybe you'd prefer a hot bath?
No, thank you. A hot towel will do. We really have to conserve electricity no matter what, after all. Good. Let us take matters one problem at a time. At the moment, our most pressing concern is the Singularity-esque location. I trust our new director has no issue with us investigating this land and correcting the problem. New director? No, not at all. As a devoted Magecraft practitioner myself, I cannot turn a blind eye to this matter. If there is a singularity to be corrected, we must do so simply as a matter of course. Furthermore, the Shadow Border's armor is damaged, and we are unable to move from our current location. In which case, one of us must venture out and find someone with whom we can barter or negotiate and arrange for a suitable replacement for our missing armor plate. And fix the singularity while we're at it.
I'll go. I've got this.
Of course. I see you are quite eager to help, Mr. Max. Perhaps even recklessly so, but for the moment, I will spare you the lecture. You may not currently have any servants capable of aiding you in battle, but you are still a master. Furthermore, you are far and away the most experienced fighter out of anyone here. At this point, you are the only one we can send to investigate this area. It will be extremely dangerous. As the administrative advisor, I am ashamed I must ask this of you.
Then, will you be escorting Senpai and as his bodyguard, Holmes?
Naturally, I will do so to the best of my ability. Fieldwork is, of course, one of my many specialties. Now, regarding your Mystic Code. Wait, that won't do at all. Director Gordoff? Holmes, you're one of our precious few fighters. As the only servant capable of handling this situation, I forbid you from leaving this vehicle. This armored car is the last bastion of humanity itself. There must be a combat-ready servant here to defend it. So you are to stay here and do exactly that, Holmes. Understand? That is a direct order from your commander.
Oh, if it's just a servant you need, there's another one right here, you know. Or have you already forgotten about me and my genius?
You're not a real servant. You're just an imitation of one who's lost a combat ability you once had. Holmes is the only real fighter we have, and we can't afford to send him out into a dangerous area that we still know nothing about. Max, during our investigation, you adamantly refused to cooperate with us, correct? Each and every time we asked you if a certain report was all made up and insisted that you lot never actually saved the world, all you said was Chaldea fulfilled its mission admirably. Not bad for a youngster like yourself. Indeed, I commend your attitude. As such, I see no problem whatsoever with my plan. You're a proven warrior, and as you demonstrated by repairing the past singularities. What sort of director would I be if I didn't trust a proven master? A poor excuse for one, that's what. And so, I am placing my implicit trust in you. So listen up, you are to go on this expedition alone. The rest of us will relay instructions to you from this operation room.
What? You can't make Senpai handle this alone.
Does that mean you are withdrawing from the testimony you provided at their inquiry board? Were your claims that Chaldea had not been sitting around merely twiddling its thumbs for the last year no more than lies? No, I'll go. Of course I'll go. Indeed, both Mr. Max and the new director are correct. The Shadow Border's destruction would mean the end of humanity itself. It is indeed important that we investigate this area, but we must concentrate the bulk of our efforts on keeping the Shadow Border and the Paper Moon safe. Therefore, I will remain guard at the Shadow Border and do whatever I can to aid the expedition from here. All that said, the fact remains that it would also be reckless to send Mr. Max out on his own. It is 100 degrees below zero outside, and there's no telling what else might be lying in wait. I know that. I won't send him off without a buddy. Let's see, one of you called me an old man. What was his name again? Satay Picada? Oh, crap. It's the cooking method that uses butter and lemon juice. Bah! Ate too, Max! That's it. Menevere! Menevere! Menere! Get your armaments in order. You will be joining Max on his expedition. Gah, I knew it! Why me? You're an operator. Your job is to main the controls and keep an eye on the monitors. Now that the border is parked, that is simply the best way for you to make yourself useful. Besides, if worse comes to worse, I know someone who can fill in as the driver. I mean, you're not wrong, but damn it, guess I have no choice.
Wait! I'll go with Senpai. I believe that would be the best possible option. For one thing, I have even fewer ways to be useful here than Mr. Minair does. And I can also fight for brief periods, just like I did at Chaldea. I guess that's true, but...
I am afraid that is a course of action I cannot support. What about you, Da Vinci?
I hate to say it, but I do think Max will need a companion, and Mash is an old hand when it comes to investigating unexplored areas by now. As long as she agrees not to engage in combat as a servant unless absolutely necessary and to focus solely on providing support, she's the best partner Max could ask for. It's not my place to try and stop her.
Hey, Mash.
Yes, Senpai?
Let's go explore this place together.
Of course, Master. I'll be happy to accompany you on this expedition. Good. Fortunately, I expected something like this might happen one day, so I suppose this is as good a time as any to show you the mystic code I made for exploring polar regions. Here you go, Max. And Mash, here's a snowsuit I made just for you.
Excellent. Then be off with you. And whatever you do, do not throw your lives away. Understand? If you must die, make sure that you find a valuable lead before you do so.
Seriously? You really need to work on your goodbyes.
What was wrong with that? I thought it was quite the encouraging speech.
Wow, you are serious. You're a noble through and through, aren't you? I'm amazed you managed to survive this long without dying in solitude. Did you just luck out and get a really good mate or something?
I'll have you know I have never experienced solitude once in my life. My tutor, Tully IV, was so strict she would barely leave me alone. Grr, what an impotent little familiar. If only you acted as cute as you look.
Eggplant finally gets to do something. If I had $1 for every time Max butchers names, I'd literally be rich. You'd be a millionaire. Yes, it is true. I am very bad with names. Eggplant finally gets to do something. Also, Max, look up the female version of the Mystic Code that Da Vinci gave us for exploring polar regions. Oh, shit. What is the Mystic Code?
Polar regions. Polar regions. Oh, do I not have it yet? Has she not given it to us yet? Or what? You don't have it right now? Oh, okay. Only Mashu. Black Grail. There we go. Can't hurt to wear a snowsuit over an Arctic Mystic Code. Now that it's likely to do much, not that it's likely to do much good when it's a freaking 100 degrees below zero out there. Listen, I know what Gordolf said, but make sure you don't go taking any unnecessary risks. Just take it easy and focus on staying alive first and foremost. Don't worry about that. It'd be a hell of a waste if I died now, after all. Right? There's all sorts of fun things out there just waiting for you to experience. I knew you had the potential, Max. Once this is all taken care of, you'll be able to check out my hometown sometime. You'll have to come check out my hometown sometime. You haven't lived until you've seen France, you know. Oh, and Mash, I don't want you overdoing it either, got it? I know that you've really helped us out back at Chaldea, but the fact is you've got serious limits as far as a demi-servant, so if you encounter any hostiles, you just focus on keeping your distance. All the more if Max is in a tight spot. Whatever it takes, you two better make it back here alive.
We will. Thank you, Mr. Minair.
Oh, and Max, you take this. Aw, shit. This is how we summon our servants. This is... Listen up. We're going to investigate the surrounding area first. Once we find something of interest, we'll let you know and tell you where to go, but we need a ley line, right? If you can manage to secure a ley line, you should be able to summon servants again. As for power, you'll just have to make do somehow. Maybe take advantage of a natural phenomenon. A natural phenomenon? I bet Da Vinci and Holmes will figure something out. You're the one who took care of those singularities. I don't have to tell you what an accomplishment that is. You've met at least one or two servants who are crazy enough to answer a summon, no matter the circumstance. So as long as you can get the bare minimum of energy into that spirit origin graph, you ought to be able to summon at least one servant. You probably won't be able to get a really strong one, though. Our magical energy supply here doesn't hold a candle to Chaldea's. But even so, any heroic spirit you get can help you would be a godsend at this point. So do what you gotta do to make that happen. Got it. What's up, Enlightened? Can you add me? My friends list, unfortunately, is full. But I'm constantly leveling up. I'm not fully level, so we'll see. Unless you were talking to someone else in chat, my bad. To be fair, all magic clothes anyway, so it could be a G-string and still work. Send Mashu out in the swimsuit when it's negative 100 degrees. Great idea. Desperate. Honestly, I have no idea what's coming. The doctor is gone, and so is more than half our staff. I never thought things could get even worse than they were back in Orleans. But here we are, and just back then, you're our only hope, Max. Good luck. You can count on me. I know we can. Oh, and if it's not asking too much, try to find some fish. Do that, and I'll treat you to some of the best home cooking you've ever had. Aww. That's my little eggplant.
I'm all set too, Master. Well, let's go.
Man, what a blizzard.
Foe! Foe, are you going to be okay in this cold?
He's burrowed into my coat. I think he'll probably be fine.
Foe!
Testing, testing. Hello? Can you guys hear me? You can? Great. Looks like we've got comms working. Not sure what kind of range we'll get in this storm, though. Now then, the first order of business will be looking for a ley line. Here's what I'm thinking. Start by heading north, then turn east. If you still haven't found a ley line after a while, then you can continue west. Once that's done, come back to the shadow border before you check out the south. What do you think of that? Any thoughts to share? Am I doing a better job than, me?
No objections here. You're the same old dependable Da Vinci you always were.
Great! Glad to hear it! Alright, I'll be checking in every 5 minutes, so if you stop hearing from me, that's your cue to turn around and head back. Got that, you two?
Got it. Understood, Da Vinci.
Oh, and let me be clear about one more thing. If you encounter any locals, leave the negotiations to us. Even over comms, I can cast a simple charm spell to win over any ordinary person you run into.
Yeah, okay, buddy. Maybe we should use that as a last resort, Director. Charm spells do work quickly, but their effects also wear off rapidly as well. There would be no way of knowing when our unwittingly collaborator might return to their senses. As such, I believe it would be both safer and wiser for you to employ your natural charms here. Should we encounter any locals, I believe the best thing to do would be for Mr. Max to initiate the negotiations. Once both parties have reached the mutual understanding, we can then have them come to the border. I see. Indeed, my own natural charisma would be the surest way to succeed. Very well, we shall use your plan then. Da Vinci, is there any pomade to be found in this card? I'll need to make sure my hair is perfect for the occasion. First impressions are everything and all.
Sure, I can whip something up that'll do the trick. Damn, Holmes, you played him like a fiddle.
Well, I am the world's greatest detective. Besides, I wasn't being entirely untruthful. Gordolf does have a certain dignity, that sort that comes from being raised and distinguished from a noble family, and that is something that Mr. Max can and should do without.
Fo-fo! Okay, Master, let's start heading north. This blizzard really does go as far as the eye can see, and it seems the temperature has dropped even lower since we left.
Yeah, it's really cold.
Only cold, eh? You have my amazing mystic code to thank for that. The temperatures you're experiencing right now can be freezing hot water. The temperatures you're experiencing right now can freeze hot water or turn a banana hard enough to use as a hammer. Okay, that's enough heading north. Now try going east.
Understood. Okay, Master, let's head east. Master, take a look at that!
What exactly? All I can see is snow. Oh shit, is it the tree?
That doesn't look like the bands of light we saw in the singularities. What could it be? A skyscraper? A tower?
Maybe it's a tree? It's the Erd tree we're in Elden Ring!
Whatever it is, it's certainly enormous.
Monk.
What was that noise? Da Vinci!
Yep, I'm detecting a hostile from here. It looks like a low-rank phantasmal. Maybe a demonic beast? Just one of them, but it's heading your way from the east, and it looks to be spoiling for a fight.
Got it. Let's get out of here, Mash. Yes, Master, let's head south. Whoa!
What was that roar? I'm picking up a few hostiles at Max's 12 and 9 o'clock. And another one at 6. They're surrounded! Oh god, now there's 6 more! That cry earlier must have signaled the others. They just keep coming! So they know to surround their prey, these creatures would appear to understand how to hunt, which means there is an established ecosystem, even in this frigid world. But that is a matter for later. Mr. Max, Da Vinci, I'm sorry to ask you to break the rules right off the bat. Miss Kirillite, I trust you to know what to do. Make your way through the demonic beast to the south and return here at once. Wait, what's going to happen if you lead a huge pack of demonic beasts here? Remember that Shadow Border is the very last bastion of humanity. any rate...
Whoops.
At any rate, I'll find the weakest link in their formation and try to break through. Master, your orders, please.
I know, but Mash... Alright, just don't push yourself too hard.
Yes, Master.
Imagine an Elden Ring Lostbelt. Even the regular mods can one-shot your servants. Difficulty EX.
Mash in a swimsuit.
Oh shit, they've got a lot of health. Go Mashu! Oh, cool.
Thanks, Mash. Now let's get out of here. Come on, Mash, follow me. Yes, Master. We need to make our escape while we can. Mash!
Who's got a gun? A gun? A rifle, in point of fact. Judging by the sound one wielded, it would seem a skilled marksman considering they incapacitated the beast with a single shot to the head. Well done!
Take this!
Oh, this is who we saw at the beginning of the Singularity, huh?
Are you guys nuts? What were you thinking running right into the middle of a Cryptid pack? Huh? Whoa! Furries! Let's go!
He's got a gun! I'm guessing you came from the capital looking for something to eat, but you're gonna have much more luck out here in the boonies either... What the? A wolfman. What the hell are you guys? Why is your skin so smooth?
Wait, please wait! We just want to talk. Please calm down.
Wait a second. Are you guys mages?
Huh?
Damn it. Come on, follow me. Krichek are cowards, but if you stick around long enough, they'll call for more friends and overwhelm you. He just hefted that huge demonic beast like it was nothing. Come on, move it. Let's go along with him, Mash. The funny furry Lostbelt.
Right. I'll bring up the rear, Master.
Damn it. The Krichek aren't restless today. What do you guys do to get them all so worked up? I don't know. Come on, keep moving. Otherwise, the Krichek will have you for dinner, unless their noise attracts the Diavolotron first. I'm sorry, what's a Diavolotron? A giant serpent with multiple heads that can wipe out an entire village easy as you like. Don't you guys know anything? Okay, we're here. Ah! Damn it. The Upperneck are on patrol. They'll collect my kill as taxes. Listen up. Don't let any of the Yaga see you. They're always looking for more sacrifices for the Upperneck.
Upperneck?
Oh crap, we've got to find somewhere to hide. Huh? What's with you guys? Ah, I see how it is. The Opernik are after you guys. Come with me. An enemy of the Opernik is a friend of mine. I think I can help you out, if you have something to offer in return.
Master?
Let's go with him. Let's ask for his help. You Koldun have less pride than I thought. Well, whatever. Let's take it nice and easy. Hey, if it isn't Paxi, try to stay out of sight. Huh? Do you smell that weird scent too? It's coming from those two. It's coming from this demonic beast, obviously. Didn't bleed it out properly. No leisure for the poor, huh? You sure you're gonna make it through the winter like that? Guess you're not worried about yourself, huh? Nope, I've got plenty stored away. If you ever find yourself running low on food, how about I sell you some on the cheap? But you will have to tell me where your best hunting grounds are. I'll think about it. See you around. Hey, your little friends there wouldn't be with the rebel army, would they? Because if they are, you know I've got to report them to the Opernik, Tazara's decree and all. If these guys turn out to be with the rebel army, I'm gonna tell the Operniki, and I'm gonna tell the Operniki you and I are the best of friends. Come on, cut that out. We're not friends. We barely know each other. You sure about that? Because we've been having a good long talk for a while now. Can't you feel everyone else watching us? Damn it. Alright, let's hurry up and get to my house before anyone else comes sniffing around. Good, the Operniks still don't know you're here. Thank you so much. Don't need your thanks, just give me something as compensation. It's all about bartering, right? Something, huh? What should we do, Senpai?
Would information suffice?
Ah! What the hell is that?
Magecraft-based communication. Since you realized those two are mages, I assumed your kind would possess a deep knowledge of magecraft. But judging from your response, it appears that your kind have only ever heard of magecraft. Am I correct?
Oh, so it's not actually real.
I assure you it is. I am speaking to you in person, albeit from a great distance. Now, as I was saying, if we possess any information that may be of use to you, we are happy to provide it.
Don't suppose you know of any good hunting grounds, do you?
If it is the location of the Cryptid nest would suffice, then yes, we have found a number of them.
Cryptid nests, huh? Nice, those things are pushovers. Pushovers? Those? Well, yeah, you can actually kill them as long as you shoot them or hit them hard enough. Way better than the demonic beasts who just won't die.
Very well. I'm prepared to share the locations of these Cryptid nests. So first, I would appreciate you telling us everything you know about this place.
Whoa, wait, introductions first. What's your name? Can you tell us your name? What's up, Lord Raccoon? Lostbelt 1, let's go. Yes, sir. My name, huh? They say if you ever tell Koldun your name, you'll be cursed. Excuse me, but what are these Koldun? I can tell you mean us, but beyond that, it means mage. I've never seen one myself before, but there's a whole bunch of them in the Imperial family, right? Then again, Koldun or not, you don't seem like much of a threat. I doubt you could curse anyone if you tried. True, I've never been very good at curses. I can't curse anyone. Alright, my name is Patsy. Am I saying that right, chat? Patsy? Now, who are you guys? I'm Mash Kirillite.
Sherlock Holmes.
And I'm Max. Mash, Sherlock, and Max, huh? Alright. Now, what are you guys? If the Opernik are after you, does that mean you're with the Rebel Army? Rebel Army? Hang on, we're not... Where do I begin? Maybe I should try asking some questions. Hey, Danny, what's up? How you doing? Well, are you or aren't you?
First, we have a few questions of our own.
I don't think so. First, you need to answer my...
What year is it right now?
Huh? Holmes is right. That's the first thing we need to confirm. It is abnormally cold, even for Russia. It can't possibly be the Russia we know. That could mean we're in a different time period, just like the singularities. I don't know why you're asking such a stupid question, but fine. It's 2020. It's 2020. What about it? This is the timeline where COVID turned everything into snow and turned humans into furries.
I see. What about the enormous storm? It appears to be nothing so much as a solid wall composed of incredibly powerful wind. Is that normal?
Hell no, it's not. Been living here in Russia for 20 years and I've never seen anything like it before. Is it true what they say about the world getting closed off?
It would seem that it is. As of right now, the only place we can confirm actually exists is Russia. We came here from beyond Russia to see if we can't do something about it.
Beyond? You mean from outside Russia? I don't know what they're talking about. What could he mean outside Russia? There is nothing outside Russia. Any land people could have lived on should have been long gone by now. I guess they could be from the boonies, but then again, they're not Yaga either. Maybe there are still other nations out there? Alright, I can tell you got your own stuff you're dealing with. But I'm not gonna pry, not looking for friends. So then, why is a bunch of outsiders like you on the hunts with the Uppernick?
Unfortunately, your guess is as good as ours. We still don't even know what they really are. That being the case, we would tremendously appreciate it if you could tell us what are the Uppernick.
You're kidding me. How did you survive this long without even knowing that? The Uppernick are brutal hunters, Ivan the Terrible's personal bodyguards. Ivan the Terrible? Wasn't he a Russian Tsar? Who? I'm afraid the detailed explanation will have to wait. For the moment, I will simply say this. Ivan the Terrible was a Tsar and Grand Duke of all Russia. He was also the greatest monster of the 16th century. An orator and a tyrant. His greatest talent and passion lay in torture. Whoops.
Wait a moment. Patsy just told us that this is still the year 2020. If it is, why would Ivan the Terrible's bodyguard still be around?
Maybe he's a servant? Huh? A servant? You guys have some pretty bizarre questions. Ivan the Terrible's alive and well. He's been around for almost 500 years, so he's the oldest Yaga of all. What? I take it the Yaga are your kind. That's right. Geez, you outsiders really don't know anything, do you? How the hell do you all survive this long being this ignorant? You've been living under a rock the last few hundred years or something? Then again, they do say this kind of ignorance is common for mages. Would you tell us about your history? It's kind of true, we don't know much. So, you really have been living under a rock all this time. Explains why you look like an old species. You do know about the Great Cold War, the Great Cold Wave that happened 450 years ago, right? The new ice age they say happened after a meteor struck the planet? Once that hit, Earth turned into an ice planet. It got so cold that the old species, the humans, couldn't survive here anymore. They say that none of the other countries were able to handle the cold, so their populations died out. But Russians have always dealt with the cold, so we had it better here. Even so, we lost count of 90% of our population. Hell, we even lost the whole damn country. So before that could happen, Ivan the Terrible and a mage developed a plan. We, the Yaga, are the result.
Does that mean you're a mixture of demonic beasts and human?
What? Who are you? And why are you so tiny?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just a passing genius doing what geniuses do. So, the people of Russia are combined with demonic beasts via some kind of magecraft. Do I have that right?
Yeah, got it in one. Not that I remember any of it myself, though. I've been a Yaga my whole life. This is my first time ever seeing an old human species.
I see. That explains quite a lot. Thank you, Paxi.
Now, who are you guys anyway? I'm Max.
We're members of the Chaldea Security Organization. It's our job to ensure the preservation of humanity.
Now I have even more questions. Basically, we're here to save the world? Huh? Well, ain't that something. So are you like a bunch of idiots then?
I understand how fantastical that must sound, but I assure you, we are deadly serious.
Well, whatever. Whatever nutty plan you guys got up your sleeve, if it'll shake things up around here, I'm all for it. After all, you're the first outsiders I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, I'll do you a favor and forget I ever heard your nonsense. Just hurry it up with the hunting grounds info.
Very well then. Show me a map and I will tell you where to go.
You better not be pulling my tail about this. Alright, this is our town here.
So this is the Yaga Smolensis, and this city is far up in the northeast, must be Yaga Moscow. In that case, this spot here is one of the hunting grounds I discovered earlier.
Just so you guys know, I may hate the Opernik, but I hate liars even more. Now stay put until I get back. Got it? We're not going anywhere. Don't worry. We'll hold down the fort while you're gone. Good, but don't go touching my food. I'm saving it all to make it through the winter.
Looks like he's gone to check on those hunting grounds. By the way, Holmes, can I pick your brain for a moment?
What is this place? Why have humans been combined with demonic beasts? That violates one of Magecraft's strictest taboos. Is this what all singularities are like? It would hardly be unusual for one. What is abundantly clear is that this is not our own history.
Still.
What is it?
What is it, Master? Something seems different about this singularity.
Regardless, we now know that the opponent you two must face is Ivan the Terrible, a version of him who has somehow managed to survive for approximately 500 years, strange as that may sound. The Opernik were indeed Ivan the Terrible's personal bodyguards. Now then, Gordov, allow me to ask you something. Yes? What is it, Holmes? Are you certain the Opernik you defeated was not, in fact, human? Oh yes, absolutely. He dissolved into nothing once I soaked him with a good golf punch. From the look of it, I would guess he was a familiar of some sort. I concur. I too sense nothing human about them during my own skirmishes. Originally, the Opernik were corpses of soldiers established by Ivan the Terrible himself. It is said that they dressed completely in black, carried around dog heads and whips made from bristling animal pelts, and only rode black horses. Their jobs were to eradicate the Tsar's enemies. It is said that they would set upon their opponents like dogs and clean them out as swiftly as a broom gathering dust. They swore absolute loyalty to the Tsar and committed all manner of unspeakable atrocities in his name. But none of them became heroic spirits. As Gordov summarized, they are familiars belonging to Ivan the Terrible.
Did he make that with his noble phantasm? Did he make that with some sort of skill?
Those are certainly the two most likely possibilities. The terror of the Opernik rot swept throughout all of Russia after all. It is quite possible that creating them could have become a skill or even a noble phantasm he possesses. And if the Opernik are still terrorizing all of Russia...
Does that mean Ivan the Terrible is the servant responsible for the attack on Chaldea? Oh, right, he isn't a servant. He's flesh and blood, just like Nero was.
Nonetheless, we have far too many options available to us at this point. As such, our first order of business should be securing a ley line.
Well, as luck would have it, I detected something that looked an awful lot like a ley line back when Max and Mash were making their escape with Paxi. Unfortunately, it is quite a ways from your current position. It'd be extremely risky for the two of you to head there alone.
Well, then just have the furred freak take you there.
He's already done so much for us. There has to be something in it for Paxi.
We don't have the time to think about what that thing may stand to gain. The moment these creatures combine themselves with demonic beasts, they cease to be human.
Dude, is there any way they can make Gordoff more unlikable? Jesus fucking Christ.
Either way, we should wait for Paxi to come back. We may not be able to convince him to take us, but maybe he'll at least tell us about a safe path.
Golf punch can one-shot Gatia. Looks like I found myself a real bunch of weirdos. I'd only ever heard about the old species in legends. Seeing how weak they are in person, it's a wonder they survived as long as they did. I guess technically they're our ancestors. Maybe that's why I never thought to eat them. I can always leave them to fend for themselves if they don't have anything to offer, but it looks like they don't have a whole lot of good hunting grounds. And more than anything, they're new. I've never seen anything like them before in my life. Most Yaga wouldn't be comfortable with that, but oddly enough, it doesn't bother me at all. I know it's things like that that put me at odds with other Yaga. Oftentimes I'll find myself asking myself questions like, why do we have to be so strong? Why is it wrong to be weak? And why are we always starving for something, never feeling satisfied? Whenever anyone hears me, they just laugh. They tell me I'm a fool and ask why I would waste my time thinking about meaningless crap. This is also something I've thought about a lot myself. I don't know if it's fate or if it's the mushrooms or what, but like over the past like year and a half, I've been super into philosophy and just the meaning of life, and I've asked myself questions like this, and I ponder on the philosophy and the life meaning for a lot of, you know, it's essentially a fucking Nazi ideology to say that only the strong should survive, you know what I mean, and the weak should die, and that natural selection only lets the strong live. But the common, what I don't see a lot of people say as a counter argument to that I love, I can't remember where I heard it either, if it was from Fate or something else, but communities easily beat that out. A bunch of weak coming together makes a strong enough to beat a strong opponent, you know what I mean? And a lot of people don't ever use that argument, I feel like. When it comes to that specific philosophy, anyway. Fate and the shrooms is true. Fate makes me think a lot about life and myself a lot too. Part of the reason why I love it so much. Same. You saying that makes me excited for your reaction to Lostbelt 3 and 5. Oh shit. You'll come to love him as much as Uncle later on. He has some of the best character development. This guy. Oh shit. Okay. I'm super excited for this story then. Fuck, it's hot in here. Since this is the first node almost done, and it's almost noon my time, I think we might end stream after this node. It's so fucking hot in my room, Jesus Christ. I'm definitely gonna try to stream daily or every other day at the very least to try to get these Lost Belts done though. Lost Belt 1 is still a fan favorite for a lot of people even years later. Oh shit, hell yeah. Yeah, I've heard good things about all the Lost Belts, so that's one of the reasons I've been super excited to get into them. I'm a fool. Okay, let me reread that. I would ask myself questions like, why do we have to be strong? Why is it wrong to be weak? And why are we always starving for something, never feeling satisfied? Whenever anyone hears me, they just laugh. They tell me I'm a fool, and ask why I would waste my time thinking about meaningless crap. I know it's meaningless just as much as anyone. I wish I could stop myself from thinking about these things too, but... Paxi! Hey Paxi! What is it? Are you going hunting? So what if I am? Sorry, but those hunting grounds belong to the town. Why do you think I only hunt the strays? Those stray demonic beasts belong to the town too. Not that any are straying off anyway, since that spot's been closed down. Is that so? Fine, I'll just go find somewhere else to hunt, won't I? I glared at the jackass as I turned around and headed off in the opposite direction from the sealed-off hunting grounds. It's not just him, the other Yaga are all keeping their own eyes on me too, making sure I don't go messing up their territory. Some demonic beasts are easier to hunt than others. The Kritchat tend to be on the harder side since they'll keep calling in reinforcements until you're overwhelmed, but there are some places it's manageable. Like they say, a ravine that leads to a dead end. Somewhere the other Kritchat can't hear their pack mates cry for help. Yaga have taken advantage of that and set up hunting grounds that make it easy to harvest demonic beasts. It may not compare to what I heard the old times were like when they used to breed enough domesticated beasts on farms for everyone to eat. But nowadays, hunting grounds like that, where you can hunt in safety and rest easy knowing the beast will multiply again over time, are lifelines for us. Which is why it only takes getting labeled as a weakling once for everything to... Which is why it only takes getting labeled as a weakling once for everything to go south. It doesn't take long for a yaga to die if we don't get enough to eat, and this town is ruthless about seeing the runt of the litter cut loose. The whole town makes it a point to eliminate nearby villages, curry favor with the Tsar, and kowtow to the Opernik. They know about the Yaga's ironclad law that only the strong may eat, and the malicious use it against us. I know I'm skating on thin ice myself, but there's nothing I can do about it. I can't defy the Tsar. I've got no choice but to run from the Opernik. But if these humans I've met are really mages, and they really do end up saving the world, maybe that'll help us... Maybe that'll help this constant ache in my chest go away, even a little. Of course, I still don't know if I can even trust them. Sir Primo, appreciate the follow. Damn, that was loud. The Lostbelt story is so good. If the FGO had visuals of something like Genshin Impact, it'd be the greatest gacha game of all time. Aw, shit. Let's hope they get an anime adaptation too, man. I would love that. Well, I'll be damned. I can't remember the last time I killed this many. With a haul like this, I could still scrape by even after they pick me clean for taxes. Alright, Max, I'm gonna head out for the night. Peace, Sked. Thanks for lurking, man. I appreciate it. Paxi! What is it? You're looking flush today, aren't you? This is about my taxes, right? Here, take it. Yep, that takes care of you, but what about your mother's taxes? Hey, it's no fur off my snout. Your old lady's not pulling her weight anymore anyway. And you know as well as I do that this town doesn't need any yaga who can't hunt. Honestly, I don't need to know why you bother paying her share. It doesn't make a damn lick of sense. None of your business. Here, there's my mother's share. Damn. They need to animate Shimosa before the Lostbelts? Yes. I would love a Shimosa adaptation. This town has no use for my mother anymore. She's well aware of that, so all she does now is wait around to die. Waiting for the time when she finally starves to death. Sag. Where's his mom? Who is it? Here's some meat. I'll just leave it here. Oh, thank you. I don't know how I can repay you. Don't worry about it. My husband and son will be home soon. Why don't you stay and eat with us? No thanks. She doesn't even recognize my face anymore. Aw, she has dementia. They say it happens a lot once a yaga gets up there in the years. They say their memories get fuzzy, so they start clinging to them more and more until they end up living the rest of their lives in a fantasy world. There's no point in keeping my mom alive anymore. I should just let her die and become one with the earth. It's not like she'll be of any help to me while she's still kicking. Only the strong have the right to eat, and she hasn't been strong for a long time. So then, why do I keep helping her like this? What it means to be human! I'm back. Your info was good. Brought in the biggest haul in ages. Hard to believe there was that good a hunting spot right near the town that nobody ever noticed before. Thanks to your tip, I've got a bunch left over even after paying my taxes. Though I did get a few snide remarks about my haul. Snide remarks? It's a long story. Never mind that. What other hunting grounds you got for me? Hurry up and tell me so I can go check it out. Gotta hunt while I've still got the energy.
Of course. Very well. I imagine you may not have much of a response to this next question, but I may ask I must ask nonetheless. What can you tell me about that mysterious tree?
If anything, I was hoping you guys could tell me that. What the hell is that thing?
Do you remember when it first appeared?
About 3 months ago, I'd say. Everyone was all excited when it first showed up, saying it was a miracle the Tsar performed for us, but it never actually gave us anything useful. The Opernik don't react to it either, so all I really know is that it's just a big damn tree. Are we done now? Because I want to go check out those other hunting grounds while...
Just a moment. Now that we know the full extent of the situation, I'm afraid that information was insufficient.
Aw, come on. I don't have anything else I can trade you. Unless you're after my gun, and you can have that over my dead body.
No, it's not that. We want a kite.
A kite?
All you have to do is collect some materials. I can tell you what we need right now if you'd like. Now that I have a clearer picture of your people's technology and cultural progress, I'm quite certain you should have little trouble finding them.
Alright, as long as I don't have to leave town.
Thank you. I commend your decisiveness. Good show, Paxi. What do you want with a kite, Holmes? Shouldn't we have traded for food first? The pudgy? The pudgy one is right. It's been too long since I've had a decent cut of roast beef.
Not at all. Food's crucial too, of course, but as they say, safety first. That is what you're going for, right, Holmes?
Indeed, it will require a bit of brute strength, but we will be taking a page from Benjamin Franklin's book.
I see where you're going with this. So you want to connect it to the briefcase?
I do.
I said, what are you guys talking about? I don't know if the mic picked that up. Dude, fucking... I shouldn't be using this shit. It's fucking taking too long. I'm going to use the lightning to secure the power you need to summon servants. That's barbaric. Why? It's downright primitive. Not at all. That briefcase was originally designed to be usable even in the eras without electricity. All Max needs to do is make use of it to draw a summoning circle on a ley line and wait for a single bolt of lightning to strike.
Man, I really am a genius, aren't I? I doubt there's anyone else in all of history who could have made the summoning system this streamlined. Ha! Being me is awesome.
I love her sprite expressions, they're so cute. Alright, so when is the next thunderstorm? Our forecast says tomorrow. Suffice to say that time is not on our side. I'm afraid we must get this kite ready to fly before the end of the day. Now then, Mr. Max, have you ever made a kite before? Not even once. I should have said yes technically because of the fucking, oh my god. What's his name? Stella. Small Vinci is one of the best parts of the Lostbelt, and there are plenty of good parts in the Lostbelt. We made a fucking kite with what's his name? Arash in Camelot, didn't we? I suspected as much that you did not secretly while away the hours making kites was not difficult deduction to make. But not to worry, Da Vinci and I are both here to help. If our interest hadn't led us elsewhere, we could have easily had professional toy makers in our own right. Arash Airlines, yeah. Using lightning's a good idea. I mean, it worked for Emmett Brown. Who? Oh, is that the guy from Back to the Future? The Arash Airlines, yeah. Didn't he call that a kite? Here you go. They were really easy to find. Now, are you going to tell me about those other hunting grounds? Of course, I am pleased to make you an equitable trade. This one's far. Probably taking me a day to get there. Alright, you guys stay put. Don't go outside and don't eat anything besides the food I gave you. See you later, Paxi. Good luck. Man, it feels weird getting a send-off. Back to the Future. Alright then, now it's time for arts and crafts. Remember, without this kite, you will not be able to summon servants. It is no exaggeration to say that the very fate of the world hinges upon this kite. This may be the most important arts and crafts project in the history of mankind. No pressure.
No, not that one, that one! Yes, you're supposed to cut that one! No, not there! Ugh, this is so frustrating! I'm sorry, Da Vinci, but it's not always easy to understand what you mean.
No, not there. How is this kite supposed to fly if you cut that?
No, that's correct. The next cut needs to be on the opposite side.
Really? Oh, I never knew there was so much to kite making. I always thought you just stuck some poles in fabric like a tent, and the whole thing just flies.
Here's some water, Senpai. Just relax and take it nice and easy. I have to say, though, this is kind of fun. I only hope it ends up flying well.
But
I can bend the wire we're using for the kite's frame, Senpai. I am a demi-servant after all. Don't be silly. In your normal form, you're even weaker than Max is. Oh, right.
this is the hardest challenge in the Lostbelt, making a kite.
That took a lot longer than I thought it would.
Well, this is an unfortunate turn of events. I can already hear the rumble of thunder nearby. The kite's design should be fine, but we still don't know whether it will fly in this world. The world is enveloped by a raging storm, after all. There's no telling how violently the winds may be blowing at high altitudes. Nonetheless, the kite's frame should be sturdy enough to accommodate extreme conditions. At this point, we have done all we can. Not Ivan the Terrible, it's making the kite.
Great, that was the last part. It might have been a long and winding road to get there, but at least we got there. Now for the most important touch. What sort of picture should we draw on it?
How about none?
Damn it, Da Vinci, I'm a master, not an artist. What? But I was all set to paint the Vertravion good enough to put it on the Voyager.
Stop that! You'll frighten the Locans half to death! Just scribble some expression on it and be done with it. Well now, I'm impressed you know about that. True, it is important to retain one's sense of playfulness. Miss Kierlight, would you do the honors of drawing something?
Of course, art design is one of my specialties. Don't worry, Master, I'll make sure a glamorous kite that will make everyone sit up and take notice.
Well, it's certainly one of a kind.
I'm sorry, I did my best to convert your face into a Euclidean plane, Senpai, but I'm afraid it didn't go so well.
I like it. It has a unique charm about it, and it should serve to ward off evil spirits. Now you'd best be on your way. I'm afraid we don't have time to wait for Paxi to return. Uh-oh.
I'll leave him a note letting him know where we are. Okay, Master, let's sneak out of here.
Ouch.
There are a lot more people, I mean, Yaga here than I thought there'd be.
What the?
Huh? What was that sound?
Monka. Anastasia. Where are you, Anastasia?
I am here, my star.
Ah, my empress, my beloved wife. Tell me, is Russia at peace?
Of course it is, my star. The Opernik are fighting hard all throughout the land in order to spread your glory far and wide. Please rest and do not be troubled.
I see, so Russia is at peace. That makes 200 years of peace in Russia. What about the outside? I must spread my glory beyond Russia's borders. I must share it with those of other lands who can only shiver in the cold, waiting for their ends. Tell me, how far is Europe in the far-off east?
They too are at peace, my star. Europe has bowed to your will, and negotiations in the far east are proceeding at pace. The war is over, and Russia will have their allegiance soon.
I see, that is good. No, that is not good at all. Peace alone is not enough. I must press onward with renewed vigor and expand my domain. I must unite the world and ensure its happiness.
Amadeus.
Amadeus? What is he doing? Amadeus Alter? Monka. Very well. Wait, what the fuck? Am I dreaming?
Good night, my star. May your repose be blessed with sweet dreams.
Did you get Ivan's attack under control?
Yes, he is sleeping soundly now, thanks to Mozart's piano.
Oh.
Even though the Tsar is from a Lostbelt, the musical arts seem to have an oddly powerful effect over him. I'm even feeling a bit sleepy myself now.
Good. We need him to stay asleep for the time being. We can't have him finding out what's really going on and heading out on a campaign. That'd be the worst possible scenario. We must be certain that his rule extends throughout the Lostbelt before we do anything else.
Then I will entrust him to Amadeus for a while and deal with the rebels myself. The mere thought that is a rebellion taking place fills me with revulsion.
No, not an option. There's no way Amadeus alone can keep the Tsar pacified. If he starts really acting up, even I couldn't say what might happen.
John Loves Gaming, appreciate the follow.
I cannot see. Munka. Gotta follow though. Hey, thank you. For the homeboys, thank you, sir. How you doing?
Hi Goomba, how you doing?
Alright, what are they talking about? There's no way Amadeus can keep the Tsar pacified. If he starts really acting up, even I couldn't say what might happen, and I can't stand that. As much as is possible, I want to eliminate any chance of surprise from my plan. When I need your help, I'll make sure to call for you after the Tsar has been safely secured.
As you wish. You are my master, and I am your servant. I will trust your judgment.
Thanks. That'll be a big help. What are you doing here? Pardon me. I hope I am not interrupting your pillow talk.
I'd watch your tongue if I were you, Metropolitan Marcarius.
What?
You may be the Tsar's mentor, but I am still a member of the Imperial family, and I will not tolerate such uncouth remarks. Uncouth remarks?
You wound me, Grand Duchess. I have nothing but the highest respect for every member of the Russian Imperial family. No matter what sort of family they may be, or what sort of end the Grand Duchess may have met.
How dare you!
Wait, both of you, stand down. I don't want to see any infighting. We don't have the time for it anyway. Father, your job is to placate the Tsar, right? Then quit following the Grand Duchess around and hurry up with the repairs to the cathedral. Or do you have something urgent to tell us? Did something happen with one of the other Lostbelts? Of course. This is very urgent, Crypter number 1. Today is your lucky day. You finally have a chance to prove yourself in battle.
You're kidding me. They already showed up?
They have. There's been a disturbance on the outskirts. Their shadow border has emerged here in our own Russia. We have pinpointed their exact location yet. We haven't pinpointed their exact location yet, though. Still, this is their first Lostbelt. It will take them at least several days to fully comprehend how this world works. I believe now would be the perfect time to eliminate them, while they are still regaining their balance. I don't want to leave the Tsar's side right now. I'll let the Operniki handle them. Besides, Koyanskaya is the one who let them get away in the first place. Why not make her take care of them? Or are you gonna do it yourself? That might give you a chance to be useful for a change. Oh no, I couldn't. Unfortunately, the Tsar's condition worries me as well, so I would much rather not stray too far from the Yaga Moscow. As for Miss Koyanskaya, she may as well be to blame for this little predicament, but she is quite hard at work at the moment. I believe her work is of rather private nature. It is very much in the line of her hobbies.
Hobbies? She's supposed to be leading the Opernik. What else could she be up to? Kadok, I'm told that a woman has been going around distributing food to the Yaga, and at exorbitant prices. So exorbitant that they're forced to rob their neighbors of everything they have to even hope for of purchasing it. I can't believe her. We came all this way and she's still going around picking on the weak? Father, I don't like you, but I can understand you. I believe you genuinely dedicated to keeping Russia safe from harm. But Koyanskaya, I can't make heads or tails of what she's thinking, or what she really wants to do. I mean, unlike you, she can come and go between Lostbelts whenever she pleases, right? Then why can't we make her go to one that's a little more civilized? She doesn't need to stick around a destitute world like this one.
I'm afraid not. She's not one to change her behavior, no matter where she finds herself. In one sense, her actions stem from the love for humanity. That includes driving the weak into tight spots, sneering at them, and stepping on them. We will... Wait, what? In one sense, her actions stem from the love for humanity. That includes driving the weak into tight spots, sneering at them, and stepping on them. Okay, dude, that's like a fucking oxymoron. What? Tofu man. Man, this guy keeps getting around, doesn't he? Yes, sir. Coup. Oh, you did Coup's rank up? Oh, yeah. Oh, you need to be blind for this. Oh, true. John loves gaming. Sorry, I forgot that you were just starting the story too. I thought you were like just listening to the stream like audio only. I was confused. Senki-kun, appreciate the follow. She will never oppose us. Or the Crypters. It's best to think of her as a difficult mercenary who will get the job done as long as you can pay for her services. All that said, I do agree that she has been acting a little too freely. Very well then, I will speak to her and tell her to restrain herself while she is here in Russia. That should ensure she follows your commands as well. Does that suit you, Master of Grand Duchess? Fine with me. If she's gonna call herself a mercenary, I won't hesitate to use her like one. The Opernik aren't gonna die as long as Ivan keeps dreaming. Tell Koyanskaya to make sure she finishes off Chaldea's leftovers for good this time. They're only humans, so they're bound to stop by a town sooner or later. Have her keep an eye on the major ones, and take them out as soon as she finds them. Understood. I really must point out, though, how terrible a thing that is for you to say of your former comrades. Kadok. Zemlumpus. And here I thought you were a kinder soul than that. Have these last few months been hard for you? Perhaps you should follow the Tsar's example and get some sleep yourself. I'll admit I've been pushing myself past my limits, but I'm still the same guy I always was. Like you said, Chaldea's people are my former comrades. Emphasis on former. Now as the only master in Russia in this Lostbelt, my goal is to ensure it comes out on top. The only master in Russia? Yeah, we'll see about that, buddy. I'm gonna pull off something a master from proper human history never could. I have to. Well, it's good to see you're in such high spirits. Pushing oneself too hard is a privilege afforded only to the young after all. Rest assured, you have my full support. Kadok, I have nothing but respect for your aspirations and your determination. But I will offer one piece of advice. He who does not love himself can never save the world. If I were you, I would think long and hard about where that hostility of yours comes from. Hostility, huh? So he's basically telling me to get over myself and accept that they're my rivals. The hell they are. They just got lucky, that's...
You mustn't say things you don't really mean, Kadok. Even if you are only bluffing, lies like that will only eat away at you. Kadok, you weren't able to save the world. That is simply a fact, and one you must accept. They accomplished something you could not. That is why you must take advantage of this new opportunity to show everyone what you really can do. This is your opportunity to show them how strong you truly are, to demonstrate why you are a Crypter, why you are one of those who were originally meant to save the world. I know. Believe me, I know. Huh. So it doesn't seem like the Masters... Oh, is this the new Mystic Code? Yeah! Let's go. Aw, snap. Snap, crackle, pop. Is the Arctic uniform. Wait, is it just another form of the other one? Of the starting one? What? It's just the... It's the same abilities. What the hell, chat? It's probably slightly better, I'd imagine, huh? It's a little different. Restore HP and remove debuff for one ally.
Increase attack and increase NP strength. Oh, okay, so it... Gotcha. Okay. That's a little different. Alright, I'm super tired. That is where we're gonna end it. I wanted to mention before I hopped off... I wanted to mention before we hopped off that, fuck, what was I gonna say? That the Masters, I thought for a moment, when I first saw that the Masters were gonna be involved in the Lostbelt somehow, I kind of figured that, like, maybe a spirit was going to inhabit their bodies, similar to, like, a lot of the pseudo-servants. But that's obviously not the case. They're still them. And it seems like the aliens kind of contacted them somehow, and they're working with the aliens, with the Lostbelts, to rewrite human history, to recreate an age of gods. That's their end goal. So why... My question is, why did they accept that? Why did all 7 of them decide that making an age of gods would be better? That's something we're going to have to find out over time, and I'm sure that's going to be a big plot twist in the Lostbelts when we finally figure out why, because I'm sure it's going to be some kind of... The whole reason I love the Fate franchise is because it's justified morals, like it's morals against morals, and so I'm sure once we find out what their goal is and why they chose to side with the aliens, it's going to be justified on their side, and I'm excited to find that out. To answer that would be spoilers, yeah, I'm sure. So we'll get there when we get there. At lower levels, the original MC is at higher levels than the new one is superior. At lower. Oh, the Mystic Code. I thought you meant main character. I was like, what? Yeah. So I'm excited to get there once we get there. My current theory is that what Galahad told the main character in the Lost Room anime adaptation, what I got from that was, because it's one of those timey-wimey, we fucked with time and now time's fucking us back sort of things, because Gatia was supposed to end humanity, was supposed to incinerate and end humanity and recreate humanity from scratch without the concept of death. That was his goal. And because he didn't do that, that was supposed to happen canonically in the timeline, and because we stopped that and fucked with time as a concept just completely, or not, maybe not time as a concept, but humanity and everything just completely erased, and maybe the masters, the 7 masters, saw that just humanity doesn't exist after that point because we fucked with time, and views that maybe the aliens came in and made a deal with them and said that this was the way they could help, even if humanity is going to be enslaved by the gods in this new age of gods, it would still be a preferable option to humanity not existing at all because we fucked with time. I don't know. That's my current theory, but we'll see. I'm sure it's way more complex than that, and we'll get there when we get there. The evade on Arctic's pretty shitty, too. You'll get answers as soon as you progress through the Lostbelt. Yeah. I'm just throwing theories out there now because it's fun to look back on my theories and see how wrong I was. That's why I like saying, like, my theories now and what I'm thinking now, and I like shouting out whatever dumb things come to my head, because these streams will be going up on my YouTube VOD channel, and I'll be able to look back on these once I actually get those answers and see how wrong I was, and it'll just be fun to look back on, see what my thoughts were, you know, comparison. This is not spoilers since it was in the Lostbelt trailer. Gates is actually preventing the foreign god. He's preventing the foreign god by not making... by erasing the concept of death, but we wouldn't exist in the first place. I thought that was the whole point of Gatia. I guess we'll get more answers to it, but that would make sense. But it's one of those things where it's like, why wouldn't have you just told us, Gatia? What the fuck? Because the whole point we went against Gatia was because he would have made it so even though he was eradicating humanity and wanted to rebuild a humanity without, or not just humanity, but the concept of life without the concept of death, so people would never die. That would still, wouldn't it? It would still eradicate all of us, though. Like just because he's rebuilding humanity, that doesn't mean I get to exist in his world. He would completely rewrite it over again, and new humans would come to be, not us. That's what I figured anyway. Gideon's plan was to make humanity immune to death, so the foreign god couldn't erase us. I don't know. We'll get there when we get there. I'm still confused by that because I thought the whole reason we were stopping Gatia was because regardless, even if that was the case, like he would have, like we'd still be dead, or he would have eradicated us regardless. Like either way, we don't exist by the end of it. We would be gone, but the new humans would be strong. Okay, that makes sense. Gotcha. So we need to fight to find a new solution. I guess we'll get there when we get there. All right, stream. Thank you so much for chilling. I'll definitely try to stream more often, and we should have the emotes up next stream, hopefully. We'll see if the artist I commissioned sends me the... I showed you the emotes earlier. If you haven't seen them, I can show them on stream real quick. Alright, here's the emotes. We got Himiko High, Ilya, Angry Mango, Oberon Sleep, and Cash Toria. And then we have the Giga Mesh emote too that's animated that they haven't finished yet, but that's also coming. And so hopefully those will be up next stream. Lostbelt 1 is an amazing ride. Hope you enjoy it. Oh yeah, I'm already enjoying it. It's really good. All right, let's see who is streaming in Fate Grand Order that we can host. All right, everyone, go show them some love. And I will catch y'all next stream. All right, peace out, everyone. Have a good day, and see you next time.
Oops, looks like that pathetic movie pointed the fire under her butt. Hey, don't call me pathetic. How adorable. It seems all servants who have been drowning in Shangri-La managed to make their way out. I did do my best to stop the mastermind from resembling a reflection of death. But I hope to miss this now that it's over. I would have liked to enjoy myself just a little more. Man, a piece of work, aren't you? Still, well, I hate to admit it, I do get the sense I didn't do anything wrong. Maybe it's just in my nature to throw things out of whack,